Hear ye, come one, come all, to the greatest king of the castle video game. And Benjus, you better behave yourself or I'm going to kick you in the butt. Hello, everybody. How are you doing? Welcome to the stream. We have the king of the castle ready to go. And we are going to have some fun. We're going to jump in, we're going to play. And hopefully, we are going to do some good stuff. I say hopefully. I may end up in the river again, because that's where you stick me. Every time, in the river, all the time. Alright, we are going to run our way through, and we're going to play a good afternoon indeed, yes. Who is ready to come and join us? Who is going to preside over the Von Speed dynasty? It is, of course, King Basil. And we have the Chiefs of the North, the Counts of the East, and the Patricians of the Coast. I mean, listen, I don't care if it's traditional. Stop throwing me in the river. Stop throwing me in the river, will ya? Oh, God damn it. Yo, Benjus, stop it. Get some help. Alright, wait for people to come in here on this one, and then we will get ourselves started up on the run. Remember, if you were already part of any of the tribes, you will be put back into that respective tribe. But get ready to come and join us and come and do the thing. Oh, I need the extension. That might help. Let me put the extension on. That might help. Activate the extension. Set as overlay. Alright, now it should be there. So if you refresh, you should see it. If you refresh it, you should see it. And you should be good to go. Yes? Yes. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. There you go. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Can you see the extension? Is that something you can see now? Yo, our boy, how you doing? Hello. Welcome, 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 welcome. Oops, I broke it. It wasn't me. I mean, it was me, but I broke it. There you go. Ah, look, Twitch drops. Get the Sworn Sword alternate costume by doing that as well. Sweet. Alright, Benjus, you're getting one more warning, buddy. If you don't stop what you're doing, I'm going to ban you. Behave yourself in chat. Well, saying that, your account was created literally today as well, so I'm going to say you're either a child or a bot. Final warning, buddy. Start typing stuff properly and stop being a douche. Okay, that's it. Bye. Thanks, Jesse. Later. And just when I thought they were going to be quite a nice person as well, they are not. Oh well, there you go. That's how you get a ban on that one. Account created March 26, 2023. Nice. Banned in Argick by Jesse 11 seconds ago. Yeah, deserved. You do it. No drama, Buglore. It's just either a child or a bot just posting random nonsense and whatnot and not taking a telling. You know, just a child. It's a kid being a kid. And now they reap the consequences. But you do not mess with King. Now, like when the account's literally created on the same day they're causing trouble, it's like, yeah. Maybe it was a cat in disguise. A cat would have better manners. A cat would have better manners, you know. Right, can you all see the extension now? You should be able to see the extension now. Can you see the extension? Can you become one of the lovely members? Because we are going to jump into the Von Speed dynasty. A cat wouldn't ask something dumb to Arghive. No, I would ask something dumb to Arghive. I would do that. That's my job. I do that too. I do that too. That's me. Morning, Buglore. You saw it coming in. Since when had cats had manners, my liege? It depends on the cat. Depends entirely on the cat. Some cats are better than others, you know? But there you go. Yo, Sigmund, it is all good. Right. We are going to go and we're just going to do some of this. Let's load the video game. Into the dynasty we go. Connecting to game server. Yes. Exclamation mark join plus your pronouns you want. So, you know, exclamation mark join. He, him, she, her, they, them. Or just exclamation mark join. You get they, them by default. Get your stuff in. Now, remember, if you were in any of the previous rounds we've done here, you'll get put into the same game, which is nice. We love that. You wish you could say, but you've got an exam in 2 hours. Hey, good luck with your exam. Good luck with your exam. We got them coming in. Going to be king. Going to do it right or wrong. We don't know. All right, well, we are going to have... We've got fairly balanced stuns right now. And people can join in at any time as well. So we are going to jump in, we're going to play the game, and we are going to continue the Von Speed Dynasty with King Basil, because King Arg no longer exists. Well, actually, no, I'm on a farm. I'm on a farm with my wife from the north. Right, here we go then. So, for people who are playing, the current goal of the players, I don't know if I can actually check that coming in on this. I need to see if it'll tell me what the roles are. No, it's not telling me that. Is there a way to find out what my things are for people? No. No. Why did I hit quit? Why did I hit quit? I'm a fool. Never mind. Everybody rejoin. Arg's a fool. He hit quit. Sorry, folks. Do rejoin. He hit the wrong button. He's just... I didn't mean the wrong button. The wrong button. Way to go, dum-dum. Oh, I did add one job and I whiffed it. I whiffed it. Stop breaking things. No, that's not even breaking things. That's just me hitting the wrong button. That's me hitting the entirely wrong button. Will I visit will you visit your dad? Exit you. Your grandpa is missing his grandkid, even if adopted. Like Larry, if I can, I will. But we'll see if the game lets us. Right, begin the game. People can join in at any point as well. All right, so you can all see the jobs in the extension. I can't see the extension because, like, obviously I'm playing the thing. Yeah, it doesn't let me join on that because, like, I'm obviously in the game, so that's how that works. But as long as the extension tells you what you need to do, I believe looking at the list, the counts have to get the authority up, whereas the patricians are looking to get the stability down, and I've got no idea what the chiefs need to do, which makes no sense. But we have a number of things that we've got in this area. We're going to run through, we're going to jump in, we'll try and explain things as we go along. It is time to stop the presses. The counts need to get authority to 5 in 4 seasons. Well, you're going to have fun with that. Here we go. Oh, I know what the chiefs need. The chiefs need everybody's trade to be 10 or higher. Like, they need combined trade to be 10 or higher. Patriarchs need to lower stability to 4 or less in 3 seasons. And the chiefs need to have a combined trade score of 10, which, you know, 8 plus 7 plus 9 is definitely higher than 10. So here we go. Let us continue. Let's stop the presses. Your Grace, some anonymous firebrand in the East is spreading most inflammatory pamphlets. They're casting aspirations against you. Oh, it's that damn printing press. Now, what's new? Something's different this time. They're not just calling you a bad king. They're criticizing the very concept of monarchy. Oh, gasp. This is republicanism. And not in Kurth, but in our very own kingdom. What should we do? Oh my god, the authority is now feeble. My authority is going down, but we need it to go up. So what are you going to do? Are you going to track down the printers responsible with a 70% stability roll? Anyone carrying such a pamphlet shall be killed on the spot. That will increase your authority, reduce your stability, but increase the defiance. Will you forbid the use of the printing press altogether? That will lower the authority and the stability. Or will you allow the pamphlets to circulate, increasing your trade, but also increasing the defiance? Dun, dun, dun! I'm going to mark the preferred choice here. I want to see the stability roll. Hello, Amber. I am awake and I am streaming, and you are still awake. That means you've had a long night. Get your votes in the chat, folks. Exclamation mark. Vote A, B, C, or D. Or as I like to say, exclamation for A, B, C, or D. Which one are you going to get? Get the votes on that one. Run your way through. What are we going to see today? You're all mean. You're all mean. Anyone carrying such a pamphlet shall be killed on the spot. All right, well, we're all going for... You're going for killing then. Fair enough. Fair enough. Right on the killing. Right on the killing. Blood time, eh? Blood, 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 blood. Anyone carrying such a pamphlet shall be killed on the spot. Your grim orders are followed by watchmen across the east. Commons folk are searched at random and hanged on the spot if a pamphlet is found on their person. And our authority is now ineffective, but it's going up. Soon enough, you can't travel anywhere in the east without seeing a corpse dangling from a tree or a signpost. By Zenya's ashes, your grace, I know we have to kill some peasants now and then, but this is too far. Despite the carnage, the pamphlets explode in popularity. Your tyranny has only served to prove them right. Well, you messed that one up, didn't you? You messed that one up, didn't you? Alright then. Let's go to the royal wedding and see if we can, we are getting married. Our wedding to Tobias is naturally the talk of the kingdom. Nobles and peasants alike will travel from across the realm to attend for a week and a day, and the capital is one giant party. It feels like you're the only one not taking part. Instead, we are getting ready for the ceremony, and soon enough, we are standing in St. Bertrand's Cathedral with Tobias at my side. And do I take this man to be my lawfully wedded husband? Yes, I do. Then I pronounce you king and husband. After the wedding, of course, there's a feast, and after the feast, a dance. Your new husband laps up the attention, delivering a witty speech in which he flatters you outrageously. Morning, Huds. Congrats again on the Sonic 8, buddy. Yeah, anybody who hasn't played this before, you can do !join plus your pronouns of choice, and they will be added into the game. And then you can join us on the votes, which is always good. So our stability is now up, our authority is going up, the defiance is going down, and we are good. By the time you find yourself alone with Tobias, it's past midnight and you've never felt more tired. You danced so very beautifully. It was such a wonderful day, wasn't it? I will agree with him. Admit my heart wasn't in it. No, it was a wonderful day, I agree. You endure a long conversation in which Tobias seems determined to flatter you relentlessly and agree with everything you say. By night's end, you still don't know who Tobias really is. His real personality is concealed beneath 100 layers of etiquette. You go to your separate bedchambers, still strangers. Well, that's unfortunate. Well, let's go see what the Archbishop's fury has for us. You're enjoying a peaceful breakfast when the Archbishop barges into your dining hall, waving a scrap of paper. Your Majesty, this is an outrage. This was nailed to the door of the cathedral this morning by some two-bit priest called Smote Lemongrave. Great name. No, what is it? It's an essay decrying the church, making all sort of fantastical accusations. But what are his issues? Tobias. I am the king. It will be pronounced however the king decrees. Now into the river with me. He claims that we are corrupt just because we're selling premium tickets to a cushy afterlife at 100 gold a pop. And he wants the church to officially change the fourth sentence of page 118 of the Holy Book so that it forbids selfishness instead of elfishness. He claims it's a typo, just because elves aren't real. He even criticizes my hat. He says it's a bit much. Smells like heresy to me, Your Majesty. Did someone say heresy? I can have a pyre built in the city square before noon. Yeah, religion's offering microtransactions. Here we go. Always have. Oh, this is bad. This be bad. Alright, so what should be done, everybody? Should we track down Smote Lemongrave and have him burned at the stake? That will lower our stability and lower our faith. Will we destroy the heretical missive and leave it at that? That's a 0% faith roll there. I believe we've got it. Or should the church address these concerns and reduce our authority? You know what? I'm going to make this real easy for you. Are you destroying the missive or are you addressing the concerns? Have fun. It is a bit much. It makes him look fat. Oh, that's just mean. Yo, Drago, I'm well until you throw me into the river again. Destroy the heretical missive and leave it at that. You need to roll well on your faith That is a solid 0% chance at winning. A solid 0% chance at winning this roll. I'm so glad you all had the same idea of doing the 0% there. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Let's see how this is going to turn out. I've got a good feeling about this. 12 nobles have voted to destroy the heretical missive and leave it at that. The letter is tossed into a fireplace nearby and quickly burns to ash. Unfortunately, the newfangled printing press means that Smo's words are not so easily destroyed. A splinter faction of the church churns out thousands of copies of the so-called Lemon Grave missive. Faith challenge failed. Gasp! Who would have thought it's 0% chance? Shocked Pikachu face, right? Of course people threw me into the river. It's tradition. Soon there is widespread riots across the kingdom, and the church is widely scorned as venal and corrupt. Well, the East's faith can't go any lower, so nothing's happening here. And the faith in the North can't go any lower, so there's nothing happening there. And to be fair, the only faith you need in the coast is coin, so... yeah. Oh, there's stat checks. Oh, yeah. Oh, there's stat checks. No, that's fine. I'm trying to read out as much as I can as we go along. We shall learn as we go. But let us end the season. Here you go. Here's what you're aiming for. We have the Chiefs of the North are aiming to do Ragnarok, which means you have to raise the other region's total trade to at least 10 in 2 seasons. God damn it. We have the Counts of the East aiming for Ascension. You must raise the kingdom's authority to at least 5 in 3 seasons. You are 1 away from that. Whereas we have the Patricians of the Coast who are going for corruption. And you must lower the stability to 4 or less in 2 seasons. Which, you're almost there. Almost. But currently, the monarch has no heir. Dun dun dun. Alright, so we have hyperinflation, the avatar of Scudanorn, and we have a dynasty event as well. But let's go for hyperinflation first. As you ordered, Your Majesty, the Royal Mint has churned out thousands of new coins using cheap gold-like metals. The treasury is technically replenished. My genius is almost frightening. I sense a but coming. Yeah, I sense a but coming. But it's also devaluing the currency across the kingdom. Fluffy Squirrel 2 now costs 100 times what it used to. By the way, for those of you who aren't aware, a Fluffy Squirrel 2 is a sandwich. Fluffy Squirrel made the sandwich. Something must be done. If this gets worse, our currency will be worthless. Oh, the trade is lowering. Oh, the trade is lowering. How should the council fight against rising inflation? Okay, now this is a little bit, this is a little bit, oh, this feels a bit too strong. So you can, there's nothing wrong with this. Let it continue. The stability will decrease, the trade will decrease, the farm will decrease, the defiance will increase, and you lose 8,000 gold from the treasury. We can adopt an entirely new currency and declare the old one illegitimate. It will increase defiance, it will remove wealth from some of the nobles, it will massively decrease the treasury and decrease our stability, or we can adapt a foreign currency instead, which will decrease our stability, decrease our authority, increase our defiance, and remove all our money. So remember when I said we were getting loads of money? This is the consequence of my actions. Oh dear. So I'm thinking that we are kind of fudged regardless of what happens here. I think we just adopt a new currency. Let's just adopt a new currency. But yeah, I'm just going for that. Don't print more money. Printing more money is a bad idea. So there is nothing wrong with this. Let it continue is A. Adopt an entirely new currency and declare the old one illegitimate is B. Or C. Adopt a foreign currency instead. Get your votes in now. Yes, this is consequence. Yep. This is the consequence. This is the consequences of our action. I'm glad to see we're all in agreement here on this one. Ding ding. Voting has closed. Predictably enough, absolutely everyone from the lowest peasant to the highest noble is outraged to find their money is suddenly worthless. So our authority is now increasing, but there's lots of defiance in the north, in the coast, in the east, and some wealth from everybody has decreased. Also, I'm skint. The resulting chaos makes, oh my god, makes buybacks difficult and fraud is rampant. Riots consume every major city. Well, I didn't mean for that. Yeah, we are getting very close to anarchy there. That's not good. That stability went right down. Not very stable now, are we? Chief Flea the Magician is here, and their friends have locked themselves in their lodges and are refusing to come out. They say they're learning the ways of Skirnian. Meanwhile, our trade routes are drying up because of their negligence. By the 9th, I swear it's that damned bear's fault. A dangerous thing indeed, your majesty. I know we tolerate these heathen practices in the north, but this is too much. But what does learning the way of Skirnian mean? Eating poisonous moss and making horrible concoctions so they have visions of their pagan god. Apparently, Skirnian is a deity of wisdom and medicine. What do we do, your serene highness? Our traders will lose their livelihoods if they can't sell the salt to the northerners. You lose money when voting only on certain votes. Only on certain votes, Dr. Blackfight. We explain everything as we go through. We tell you what the changes will be, and it's up to you to vote which one you want to do. So, will you set up trade between the patricians and the counts instead? That will give you 600 wealth. It will increase trade, but will also increase defiance, lower the faith, and increase your farmland. You can ask the chiefs to share their knowledge once they emerge. 75% chance for that one to happen. Or you can send in church missionaries to debunk these heathen myths, which will increase your faith, increase your wealth, increase your trade, or change your trade, and increase your defiance. Well, I'm just gonna mark the one. I would say we go for the 75% chance roll, but that's me. So, A, B, C, and D. And because we're poor, we cannot have the bear quietly assassinated. Not that I would select that one anyway. So vote A to set up trade. Vote B to ask the chiefs to share knowledge. Or vote C to ask the missionaries to debunk these heathen myths. I see you all want money. I mean, A, B, and C all get you money. Well, B does, and we don't know what B does. Ding, ding. All right. Send in church missionaries to debunk these heathen myths. While the chiefs are locked away in their lodges, the archbishop wastes no time sending enthusiastic 9th priests to convert their villagers. I know, Amber, you're the only one with me. As it turns out, the northern persons weren't too happy about the chiefs neglecting them to spend all their time with the sacred bear, and they eagerly convert to a new religion with less furry symbols. The wary coastal merchants also take advantage of the chief's absence to negotiate new, more favourable deals. When the chiefs eventually emerge, they're outraged, but it's plain to see that Ninethism has gained traction despite their rituals. Meanwhile, the bear herself remains happy and pampered, blissfully unaware of the fuss she has caused. Good bear, good bear. You are graced. Alright, and then we have the True Believers. This is a dynasty event. Your Majesty, followers of Smote Lemongrave are only growing more powerful. Now they're calling themselves the United Separatist Church of Radical Reformation and True Belief. Or the True Believers, for short, thank God. How are they so influential so quickly? It's a bit of a mouthful. Yeah, it's a bit of a mouthful there, isn't it? Yes, but that's not stopping their popularity. It's those accursed printing presses. They're spreading pamphlets across the kingdom faster than we can confiscate them. Even some of my priests are being convinced. What can we do? They want to get rid of me! And my hat! So, you can have them all burned at the stake. It's a 10% faith roll. I don't think that's going to win for you. You can forbid the use of the printing presses altogether. It will decrease your authority, decrease your stability, and decrease your faith. You can allow the pamphlets to circulate, and it will decrease your stability or decrease your faith. Or you can fight fire with fire and print counter pamphlets. Now, I am going to veto the forbid the use of the printing press. However, there is the potential to end the game right here. And we will see if you choose the right one that will do it. Will you vote A to have them all burned at the stake? Will you vote C to allow the pamphlets to circulate? Or will you vote D to fight fire with fire? AKA counter pamphlets. Are you really doing the faith vote? You have 10% faith! What are you doing? I really hope that stability roll succeeds, because if it don't, we might be about to lose. Ding ding. Never tell me the odds. Here we go. You do lose if you hit 0 stability, yep. So let's see what happens. You're right. The church has its own printing press. We should be using them. A full-blown pamphlet war erupts. Lakes of ink and mountains of paper are wasted on shrill denunciations of the opposition. The true believers accuse the church of corruption and selfishness, while the church accuses the true believers of heresy and elfishness, and so on. The commons folk grow panicked and angry. Several churches are burned. Priests are driven out of their villages by stone-hurtling mobs. Oh dear. Well, we in trouble now. A schism in the church appears inevitable. So when we finish this one, I think we're about to lose. Oh, wait, no, but before we do this, we have the auction. We can use your personal wealth to build on buildings, and the 2 highest funding buildings will be built. Use the command XY, where X is the character code, and Y is the amount that you're pledging. For example, if you wanted to build a fortress, you would do !fund, and you would do !fund A, and then the money that you want. If you wanted the library, it would be !fund B, and the amount you want to spend on it. So, we have the fortress, the library, the Grand Bazaar, the monument, the aqueduct, and the stadium. Allow the auctions to begin! And here we have a minute to get people to vote on the thuds. The fortress will increase 1 military for the chiefs. The library will increase 1 stability. We have the Grand Bazaar that will increase +1 trade for the counts. We have the monument that will increase +1 authority. The patricians have an aqueduct that will give you +1 farming. Or we have the stadium that will reduce military by 1. Currently we have, it looks like, an aqueduct and the library both having the votes right now. We're going for the EB to see who is going to get the votes on this one. We have a lot of rich nobles here that don't look like they're going to be doing anything on this one because they're keeping the wealth to themselves, as nobles do. As we're going to go through now, we're going to see who's going to take the votes on this one. Have a look at all of them. We have absolutely no funding going on the fortress there. The library is currently at 2,369 on the Grand Bazaar. Nice. We've got 1,000 on the monument, 4,150 on the aqueduct, and that poor stadium has nothing right now. As we come through, we're coming to the last 10 seconds available on the voting. Will we see any last minute shifts on this, or will we be grabbing the aqueduct and the library? As we're going through and we're going in, coming through this area now, the last 5 seconds on the voting coming through. The personal wealth is about to be done. The bidding is done and sold. The 2 buildings that we now have coming through on this are probably the library and the aqueduct. G.E. Chambo and Orochi being the highest contributors of their respective buildings. Continuing off to the rebellion report here. Welcome to the rebellion report. If defiance is too high and one of the more regions is considering rebelling will stop them from advancing their scheme and they can't be taxed or take part in normal votes. However, 2 of them are on the verge of rebellion right now. You're doing a very good job there, King Basil. So now the chiefs of the north and the counts of the east can all decide to start a rebel. Any on their respective sides may do !rebel to decide if they want to start the rebellion. But before that, we're bankrupt. Here it is. She holds up a single gleaming coin. It's like, what's that? The treasury in its entirety. There's nothing left, Your Majesty. You're broke. No, you're not. I have 1 treasure. Oh, is that why all my servants are gone? Have you looked under the throne cushions? That's not good. This is no laughing matter, Your Majesty. Outside the palace rumbles like thunder. I can see where this is going. The soldiers in your armies, and even the city watch. None of them have been paid in months. They're marching on the capital. You better go grab your things, Your Majesty. I can run away like a coward, or I can face the end with my head held high. You ride out atop a pure white stallion to face my rebellious soldier. King Basil's about to die. They're spilling through the streets like a tide, shouting for your head on a pike. They don't resemble a trained army at all, more like a mob decked out in armor. Beg pitifully for your life, or deliver a grandiose speech. Well, let's beg for our life. So much for that Helltale High business. You beg and plead and whittle at the soldiers to give you a few more weeks. You can get some money together. You swear. You just need... Your words are cut off by an arrow to the sternum. You topple slowly off the horse and are trampled by 1,000 sturdy boots as the soldiers rush forth to loot the palace. Having left no heir, it's up to the nobles to vote for your successor among the claimants. You only hope they will keep the kingdom more stable than you did. Successor voting is open! Do you want Niklas of the Counts of the East, or do you want Quintus from the Patricians of the Coast? A for Nicholas, B for Quintus. I was going to say, this is going to come down to the north to decide who's getting it. Well, King Basil, your reign was a single treasury, basically. Good job, buddy. Alright, the next noble will be Nicholas. Out of money and facing an uprising, King Basil confronted his mutineer soldiers, only to be shot with an arrow. The chief's agreement with the ice giants fell apart, and the giants ended up attacking the north instead. The subsequent war kept the chiefs too busy to worry about matters of the throne. The patricians succeeded in turning the palace into a hotbed of bribery and corruption, but what's new about that? They failed to gain the throne and lost money in the process. A bad investment. The counts leapt into the power vacuum left by King Basil's death, and Nicholas took the crown with the council's blessing. Yep. Endgame ledger. So the game length was 1 year, 6 months. Your spouse was Tobias of the Coast, and the successor is King Nicholas. And now you got the nobles as well. Your wealthiest noble was Cookie of Darkness. Your poorest noble is Farinir. And the kingdom itself? Well, you lost because your treasury hit 0 and Arghive printed money. So today, we're not going to print money. At least next time we're not going to print money. Remember when I said there was going to be consequences for printing money? There was indeed. There was indeed. And yet we are King Basil, the complete and utter worthless. Complete and utter worthless right there. But there's the stats on that as well. Good job, King Basil the worthless. Let's see if King Nicholas is any better. Let's see if King Basil is any better. Or sorry, King Nicholas is any better then. Alright, gonna load the game. Gonna allow you all to just come in as well. So again, exclamation mark join. Because we're continuing the dynasty, the Von Speed dynasty, we will put you in the same areas that you were in. But get yourselves in and ready, come and join us. We're gonna go and have some fun. Let's see how this goes. Alright, we shall begin the game. Remember, you will all have your own schemes that will be explained to you very, very soon. Who will win? We have 1 to the Patricians of the Coast. We have 1 to the Counts of the East. Will the Chiefs of the North be able to grab a victory? Let's find out as we begin the game. Ding, 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 ding. Spring 981. As we are going to start off, as we do, we'll do our council introduction here. So we have Count Eccentric AV. Our events have proceeded exactly according to plan. The throne is ours. Now just remember our agreement. In all matters of state, you shall favor the East. The East is supreme, but what if I govern for the good of the whole kingdom? I'm king now, you can't push me around. Ooh. Let's play along. The East is supreme. Very good. Now introduce yourself to the rest of the council, but don't forget what I told you today. Introduce yourselves to the Chiefs of the North. You're so happy you've always been a Chief of the North with all the streamers you've watched. That's because the Chief are the best. And we have Chief Akira. Good luck in the days ahead, your highness. You'll need it dealing with us lot. And a pleasure, your august majesty. I hope to see our kingdom prosper and grow wealthy under your reign. Well, Clockwork Beast, you were the richest last time, so we have to see. The council hall immediately fills with raised voices. Meanwhile, what do you think will he be a good little king and do as he is told? Shazzy, don't you be scheming against us. Too early to tell. We should have a backup plan just in case. And the coronation is coming through. Your Majesty, you may have won the throne from King Basil, but you must still answer to the king, the council. As is tradition, they will decide what happens at your coronation. Should I get changed into my waterproof robes then? It may be for the best, your Majesty. Shall we call the nobles in? I really don't want to. So, what are we going to do, people? Will we require that everyone wear black and listen to dreary Eastern music? That'll increase defiance and reduce stability as your first option. Will we throw the king into the river, increasing the stability but decreasing our authority? Or will the nobles put on a vast banquet for the king, increasing our farming and decreasing their wealth? Well, we know what you ain't gonna do. So I'm just gonna make my monarch's choice. As irrelevant as it is, I would love for you to put on a vast banquet for me. But I know you're gonna throw me into the river. Hurry up, just vote C and throw me into the river. Every time. Every time. I've already got my waterproof robes on. Just throw me into the damn river. Tradition is important. Shut up. Every one of you. All 21 of you. They knew what they were doing when they put this one in. Voting is closed. 'Tis tradition to throw the king into the river. So our stability is up and our authority goes down. And so it begins. The nobles pick me up and carry me out to Dreadwater River, hurling you into the shallow waters with a cheer. When I climb back up the bank, soaking wet, the Chancellor steps forward and places a crown upon my head. Is it my imagination? Or some of the nobles stifling giggles? At this point, they ain't stifling nothing. They are full-blown belly laughing at me. But now, for the meat of this game. What will be your options? Your Majesty, the history books do not look kindly upon usurpers. Unless, of course, they prove themselves worthy of the throne they have stolen. Now, when you die, how do you hope the kingdom will remember you? Well, I've tried to keep my stability up 3 times in a row, and that's not worked at all. So, I'm going to make sure that this time, I am the architect of a new golden age. I'm going to keep my trade high. A lofty goal indeed. I suggest over the next few years you focus on improving the kingdom's overall trade as much as possible. Once you have an heir, I will return to discuss how your ambition is progressing. Good luck, your Majesty. So let's see then what your schemes are gonna be. Hello, Heath. Chiefs of the North. We all know that I should be on the throne, not this imposter King Nicholas. How do we make that happen? So, how are you voting, Chiefs of the North? Are you going for subterfuge, where you must lower the stability? Are you going for a doppelganger, where you must lower your defiance? Or will you go for the prophecy and raise your authority? Lower stability, lower defiance, or raise authority? Chiefs, you must vote now. A, B, or C, Chiefs. Raise the authority, have the lowest defiance, or have the lower stability. Looks like you're going for the authority. You will respect that authority. And now the chiefs plan to realize an ancient northern prophecy. Before a new queen rises, the kingdom will be ruled by a mad tyrant. To advance their scheme, the chiefs must raise authority to 5 or more in 2 seasons. Whereas the counts, Odon is here. We put King Nicholas on the throne, but it seems he's forgotten that already. Don't you think I'd make a better ruler? So, counts, what are you doing? Are you going for intimidation, where you must raise others' defiance? Are you going for ascension, to lower your own faith? Or will you go for possession, where you will lower your own defiance? Ascension, possession, or intimidation? Vote now. Well, it appears you want to ascend to the throne. You must lower your own faith. The faith must be lowered. To what, though? The Count plans to induct the king into their secret cult and offer him immortality in exchange for the throne. First, they must reduce the power of the Eastern Church, and the scheme must lower their faith to 4 or less in 3 seasons. I don't know how you're going to do that. I don't know how you're doing that, no. No idea. Now you get what's going on once... Yeah, there's a lot to take in when you're first playing it. Hey, it's Titus, fellow patricians of the coast. My claim to the throne is far more legitimate than that of King Nicholas. Something must be done. Will you have a monopoly where you raise your own trade? Will you have a conspiracy to lower the treasury? Or will you go for corruption and lower authority? I mean, if I were the patricians, I know exactly what I'd be aiming for right now, because you might want to stand with the king on that one. Yeah, the stats do seem to follow on from what Arg did previously, so if you didn't win on one particular game, maybe as long as the dynasty continues, you can keep it going. So Fluffy was saying how last time when we first played it, the Chiefs of the North were having a greater time of it, because anytime they did a scheme, they immediately hit the goal, because like it was get authority to 4. Oh, the goal was already at 4. Get the treasury to less than 1,000, or get the stability to 6. And it was like, well, they've already done that. They don't have to do anything. Whereas now, the opposite is true for the counts, because it's like, get your faith 4 or lower. Well, it's already at 0, and it's already at 0 because of the last king, you know? So it changes as the dynasty goes along. So it's like, it's a running thing, right? It's a running thing. The patricians plan to privatize the entire damn kingdom. But first, they must build up their industry. To advance their scheme, the patricians must raid their trade to 5 or more in 4 seasons. About that. So everybody other than the North have their goals already complete. So we need to get the kingdom's authority up to at least 5. And then the chiefs of the North will advance. Whereas the counts of the East and the patricians of the coast, they're already well advancing. They're already well advancing as well. There you go. Because 10 is the maximum stat, Fluffy. 10 is the maximum stat. No stats can go any higher than 10. That's why we want 10. 10 is the maximum. Alright. Well, we have a distant cousin, apparently. Count Claiming. Your Majesty, I have a matter of some delicacy to speak with you about. Good day, cousin. How's the old kingdom going, eh? I always thought it looked like a lot of work, but I suppose you get a fancy hat. Lord Fitzalbert, your very, very distant cousin. About 50th in line to the throne. You haven't seen him in years. Good day to you both. What's going on? Or cousin, why are you dressed like that? I haven't seen him in 50 years. He's coming out to try and steal the throne from me. Good day to you both. Lord Fitzalbert's been staying at my estate for the last year, Your Grace, but lamentably there have been some financial impacts. He's been borrowing money from me for months, saying he'll pay me back when it's his luck's turn. But now my coffers are bare. Well, Ken, that sounds like a you problem. Yes, poor Clement couldn't even afford a little banquet to see me off. Fitzalbert, you're a dunce. I'm sorry it's come to this, but I must petition the courts for funds, Your Highness. Well, what are you going to do? How should the council pay off Lord Fitzalbert's debts to Count Claiming? Will you pay Count Claiming for his hospitality, increasing Count Claiming's wealth, reducing defiance, and removing money from the treasury? Would you leave Lord Fitzalbert to sort this out himself, or should he be put up in the palace? Well, I know what I'm doing, and you ain't Claiming ain't paying for it. I really hope you all pick B, but we'll see what happens. Fitzalbert should sort this out himself. Like, the king should not be doing this. No, the king should not pay for his family. I don't know who this person is. I don't care about this. I don't want to go bowling together. Wah, wah. It looks like I'm getting a roommate. Oh, no. Lord Fitzalbert should be put up in the palace. Why? Count Climing quickly sends a wagon of Lord Fitzalbert's belongings to the capital. It contains prodigious amounts of clothing, playing cards, a fine Ashmedian porcelain, and a bassoon. Lovely. Your cousin will neither explain the bassoon's presence nor play it for anyone, and sits himself very comfortably in a disused wing of the palace. Okay, but we have some missing nobles as well. A number of patriots have gone missing in the east. Arghive has come. They traveled to count the Nosy Boy's castle, eh? You negotiated a trade agreement and they should have returned weeks ago. The missing patricians never even made it to my lands. They most likely got lost. The east is a dangerous place. Where could they have gone? Just north of my estate lies the Mold Platter Forest. To the west, the Twilight Lakeland. And to the south is Ilarian's Haunt. Who's gone missing? Anyone I care about? 3 patricians are missing. Lord Cookie of Darkness, Lord Crusader King, and Lady Stella. Oh. I'm certain that this is some kind of ploy by the Nosy Boy 23. In a few months' time, he'll quietly offer us a ransom. Blood and stars, don't be so foolish. We'll find them. We just have to decide where to focus our efforts. So where are you focusing your efforts? Is it the Mold Platter Forest, the Twilight Lakeland, Ilarian's Haunt, or nowhere? Count the Nosy Boy will instead be executed for abducting them. Dun dun dun. The vote begins. A for the forest, B for the lakeland, C for the haunt, or D to execute the Nosy Boy. That will increase defiance, but also increase your authority. Wow, the North really want to execute you. Holy fudge. What did you do to the North, Count Nosy Boy? The North don't like you. They do want authority. They do want authority. North doesn't want me dead. They want Nosy Boy dead. But we're going to the Mold Platter Forest. Or Mold Patter Forest. 100 trackers and a legion of sniffer dogs are sent into the forest to search for Stella and the others. But they find nothing, save for a friendly group of Troden folk camping out in the heart of the forest. They assure you they've not seen a human soul for years. It's a wash, Your Grace. Stella and the others are nowhere to be found. The king might not see through you, Count Nosy Boy, but I do. Oh, Arghive versus Nosy Boy. No! But they have joined the council. Stella has died. Cookie of Darkness has died. And Crusader King has died. Whereas now we have Stella 2, Cookie of Darkness 2, and Crusader King 2 have joined. They have joined Moogle in death. Well, we will remember this, East. Yep, you'll need to tell Jay he needs to find a new mod now. Yep. As is tradition, each region offers a selection of elite guards. The chiefs with their most famous warrior heroes, the counts with the knights of the Order of the Drowned Rose, and the patricians off with the greatest gladiators, the champions of the arena. Think carefully, Your Majesty. These guards' loyalists will be divided between you and their region. Of course, you could just hire foreign mercenaries. They'd be loyal to Coin above all. The king knows better than anyone that our knights will keep him safe from danger and from improper grammar. Bearded oafs with axes and no manners. They'll get drunk and cause trouble in the palace. It's those in the north. We also have the Eastern Knights. The Order of the Drowned Rose are highly respectable. They understand palace etiquette, but it's been years since they fought an actual battle. And they mostly write poems these days. Or the Coastal Gladiators, a gang of lowborn crooks who turn themselves into celebrities through their skill at chopping other people to bits. They're vain and selfish, and love to oil themselves up. So who are we going with this time? We've had the Coastal Gladiators, and we've had the Eastern Knights. I'm wondering if we should grab the Northern Warriors for one too. Let's grab some Northern Warriors. The coast are about to rebel against me though. Blood and Stars, Your Grace. How could you choose them? I will make the arrangements at once. Listen, I did not let them die. I posted it to the council, and the council decided incorrectly. Warrior heroes arrive a few weeks later. They swagger in with big grins and bigger axes, belching and singing and roaring out unsavory jokes. One of your courtiers faints. And there we go, the end of the season. And we have the auction coming through. Once again, we do have people here with your personal wealth. Remember, you're going to have to decide what it is you want to build and see if it can help your scheme. The chiefs are going to have a monument, which will increase your authority. We have the stadium, which will reduce military. We have the counts, who have a prison, which will decrease stability. We have the thieves guild, that will decrease trade. We also have the grand bazaar for the patrons, that will increase trade. Or we have the library, that will increase stability. Let us begin the auction and see where we are going through now. Let us begin. There are large ladies with big axes, and they will chop you to bits with it, as is tradition in the north. As we now begin the building here on the personal building here, who's going to use their wealth to try and get the 2 highest buildings funded? Right now we have the monument coming up there at 1750 going in. We also have the stadium at 400. We've got nothing for the counts at the moment. They don't want to seem to have any buildings going on this one, with the Grand Bazaar coming in the patrons at 850 right now, as we currently have A&E coming through at 2950 and 850 respectively. Coming down to 30 seconds remaining, halfway through this bidding period. We're going to see if any of the patricians are going to continue on the Grand Bazaar. Well, they have the East coming there on the monument as well. Do we have anything on the counts? The counts putting 69 on the prison. Nice, but it looks like the counts are being a little bit of cheapskates here. As we see the monument, we're going to be getting built, building up the authority there with the Grand Bazaar coming through on the trade right now. So the trade is going up and the Grand Bazaar is going up, as well with the monument and the authority. We've down to the last 10 seconds on this area. Will we see any changes on this one, as we have 420 on the stadium, 489 on the prison as well. Nothing for the Thieves Guild, nothing for the library. Let's go through and see. Here we go as the last 2 seconds ring out, and that is the snipe. Ding ding. Time's up. And we do have A&E. We have Mira putting 1,550 as the largest contributor, and Yoshi Chief as the biggest contributor to the monument. And with that, all 3 schemes are now currently complete. Oh, geez, here we go. We've got the cousin. Let's see what our cousin's doing. Your Majesty, you'll never guess what arrived today. Something good, I hope. I've decided to set up an outdoor salon here on Palace grounds. That's the sort of thing that's done in the capital, yes? Philosophers, thinkers, the best and brightest will flock here for civilized discussion and delicious food. No, you're not getting the delicious food. Anyway, the tents arrived today, and the silverware, and the menagerie. The menagerie? Ah, here we go. Peacocks, doves, a few war deer. They'll give us more to discuss. So you'll love it, won't you? It'll be so much fun. As long as you repay count climbing with the profits. Stop this. Now. Or just give me a cut of the profits. Do I really want to get a cut of the profits? Or do I want to stop him in his tracks? I mean, building up the treasury wouldn't be a bad idea. And as long as he's not doing too much, like, we could probably do it. Let's give me a cut of the profits. Count climbing, here's the plans. He is furious. He has hoped to receive some of the takings from this venture. Yeah, nah, it's coming straight to the treasury, mate. But Lord Fitzalbert is delighted, spending his time inspecting the dovecote and polishing the tortoises. Soon, the saloon is set up. From all over the capital, visitors come to sample the refreshments, get into debates, and be seen in the most popular new place in the city. Spend money for the privilege. What could go wrong? Well, we're about to find out next season, aren't we? That's it, I'm calling for rebellion. Well, let's have a grim discovery and we'll see what happens then. Your Serene Highness, I had the priest divine Lady Patrician Stella's location, and he's told me that she and the other missing patrons are being held prisoner in the east. But they died. Count the Nosy Boy lied to us. He has a whole host of prisoners locked up in his dungeon, victims of some horrible experiment. But the game told us that they died. What preposterous lie is this? Did the stars tell you I was a kidnapper? Please, Council, you can't take this fool seriously. Well, it appears that I do not get to make a choice on this one, for it is the Council that will be making the decision. Will you be investigating Will you be investigating Count Nosy Boy's dungeons? Will you invite the patricians to look elsewhere for their missing people? Or as a compromise, will you have the counts investigate them themselves? So, you can reduce the defiance in the patricians, you can increase the defiance in the patricians, or you can compromise. Have fun. I don't think there's any harm in investigating, to be honest. If the count has nothing to hide, then we can check the dungeons. We're going on a dungeon hunt. We're going sleuthing in the dungeons. Yeah, let's go explore Spooky Castle. What's the worst that could happen? Voting has closed. Well, 60 nobles have voted to go and explore the dungeons at once. Spymaster immediately sends agents to infiltrate the east and report back. Count the Nosy Boy is none other than a blood-sucking vampire who keeps people as cattle to feed on, including the missing patricians. It's a vampire! Dun dun dun! Worse still, when we tried to arrest him, he transformed into a bat and flew away. Lady Stella is long dead as well. We shall have to send inquisitors into the east. There might be more of them. Or do we put a price on the Nosy Boy's head? Or shall the counts all be punished for failing to stop this travesty? No, I'm thinking we're just going to send more inquisitors in there. Inquisitors, march in! Send in the Inquisition! It's wholly unnecessary, says Count Farnier. There are no more of them like us, I assure you. But the Inquisitors torch and torture their way across the east anyway. They don't find any more monsters, at least. None of the blood-sucking kind. Much to your annoyance, they don't find the fugitive vampire either. In fact, you don't ever see Count the Nosy Boy again. Perhaps it's better that way. Count the Nosy Boy has died. Or run away in this case. But the Nosy Boy too has arrived. Change your name and face, indeed. Alright, well, before we begin finding a spouse, we are going to take a quick royal banquet. AKA, I'm going to the lavatory, and I will see you all in 3 minutes. No, really, we're just taking a quick BRB. Now, you all sit there and think about what it is you've done. Talk amongst yourselves and see what it is you actually have to do. Be right back, everybody. All right. We return. So we know there's now a vampire, or there was a vampire in the east. But there's no more now. But we don't have to worry about that vampire anymore. We scared them off. Nobody expects the castle's inquisition. So here we go. Let's go find a spouse, shall we? Maybe one day I will get an heir. Or not. Yo, Tran. Well, King Basil has got shot by an arrow, so I'm not bad. I'm still on my farm. But we're now looking for a spouse in the house. Yes, we are indeed. Here we go. So we are going to take the liberty of finding eligible candidates. What is your preference, men, women, or do you not mind? Well, we've done men, we've done women, so now we shall do any. Thank you, Your Majesty. I will send out messengers to the most influential nobles in the kingdom. Let's see what they have to offer. It's an easy enough decision. You'll marry into the counts as we have agreed before you took the throne, right? Right? Or did we do any last time? Oh well, oops. Sorry, Fluffy, you're chastising me here and there. Well, and that is the end of the season. So, we know what happens at the end of the season. As we're going to see the schemes now. Far to the north, the snow blankets the landscape, and wolves howl in the night. The chiefs uncover an ancient prophecy foretelling the rise of a tyrant king and the warrior who will overthrow him. A congregation of god speakers huddle around the tablets detailing the supposed ancient story, whispering excitedly. Praise Morgana, the tablets are genuine. Then the gods are good, and we are blessed. Heath will be our queen. All hail Lord Render! Cheers circle the clan hall. A mug of ale is tipped over Heath's head. The influence of the old gods is spreading, and we must ensure that we keep the old ways of the north alive. Surely Morgana will bless us with power to crown Heath. For the next stages of the chief's scheme, they must lower their faith to 4 or less in 4 seasons. I'm not sure how they're going to do that. I don't know if they're going to be able to do that. Honestly, I've got no idea. It's going to be a tough battle. Like, they're going to have to lower their faith at least once in every season. I don't know if you're going to be able to do it. Meanwhile, we have the end of turn taxation. I can take a small tax from the kingdom's commoners, or I can tax one of the region's nobles. The latter will raise defiance and take personal wealth from that region. However, I don't believe any of you deserve to be taxed right now. So we'll just go with the common tax. It's fine. We'll just go with the common tax. You're okay. We'll do that. There you go. I will not increase the defiance on this turn. Not on this turn. Okay, here we go. We have a paper full of news, which is a dynasty event. Look at this, Your Majesty. The Chancellor holds up a wad of paper. On the front is printed, The Daily Squawk, along with a dense block of text. They're calling it a paper of news, because everything that's written in it is new. It's like a little town crier made of parchment. You'll never catch on. What an intriguing idea, or it's going to rot the minds of our children. What an intriguing idea. Indeed, if you look, it even has little picture stories in the back pages. How droll. The paper of news quickly takes the kingdom by storm. It seems everyone is reading it. Soon enough, there are even competitors' papers, and you're being asked to give an interview. Don't do it, Your Majesty. This is beneath the dignity of your office. But I am not the one that decides this. Should the king take part in an interview with a journalist? If you vote A, no, this newspaper business is silly. It will reduce our authority and increase defiance. Yes, but they can only print nice things. Or yes, and they can print whatever they like about the king. I am going to be impartial about this. I will not say anything. Vote A for no. Vote B for yes, but only nice things. Or vote C for yes, and they can print whatever they like. Well, it's a clear landslide victory on this one, that's for sure. Ding ding. Alright then. You've never had a conversation quite like this with a commoner before. This journalist keeps actually asking difficult questions to your face. How do you respond? It's not that bad. I'm not a crook. Help, Chancellor, help. I don't have to answer to you. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. Or let me address your question in detail. Well, I'm going to address your question in great detail. You talk at length about your justifications for your actions, while the journalist takes copious notes. Once the interview is over, all you can do is wait for the article to come out the next day. And our servant arrives with a fresh copy. Oh god, it's a 50% stability roll. Oh no, I have a 50-50 chance that this is good or no. To your horror, the interview makes you look terrible. The journalist hasn't lied about anything, but somehow your words have come out all wrong. You look like an idiot. Well, I guess I failed that coin flip. So my authority is dubious and my stability is teetering. God dang it. Nothing new there then. Yep. Just straight in there, just, oh no. That's it, yep, gone. Ah. Feels bad. Even the nobles take the article at face value, and the newspaper goes on to be the fastest selling newspaper in history, which is easy enough since they've only been round for a few months. Really, everybody's defiance goes up because of that? God damn it. I disagree with that. How's everyone's military so high? Previous dynasty. From this point on, I will be worried about everything. Alright, let's go see what our philosophical cousin is doing. Your Majesty, it's awful! Why must you rush every time I see you? Okay, what is going on? I'm so sorry. I'm just overcome. One of my guests has accused me of insulting him at the salons, and well, the upshot is that I've been called for a duel. Because you did gravely insult me. You said my warriors were too busy eating turnip soup to go out and fight. Outrage. Oh, you upset Orochi. It's a misunderstanding. It wasn't even a philosophical conversation. I've never heard a sword in my life. I'll be killed. That's your problem, not mine. Well, how should the king handle Lord Fitzalbert's disagreement with Chief Orochi? Will you intervene and stop this? It's a 40% authority roll in success or not. Will you let the duel go ahead? Or will we pay off Chief Orochi to leave the matter alone, reducing the defiance, increasing the stability, lowering our treasury, but giving a little bit of wealth? Well, I know what I want to do, but I am not going to force the change on it. I will just let you know what I want to do. So here you go. What are you doing? I would just say pay them off, but I get the feeling we're going to go for a duel here. I get the feeling my cousin's about to get, trouble, shall we say. We throw hands! We throwing hands down! I challenge you to a duel. That is a landslide victory, that is. Voting has closed. Alright, let the duel go ahead. The duel takes place beneath one of the tents of the salon. Lord Fitzalbert and his opponent take the field, brandishing swords at each other. Have at you, you slanderous buffoon! I take it back! I take it all back! Never! You will pay for your insolence! Aye! Your warriors are more interested in warming their feet at fire than fighting! There! I said it! And I mean it! How is he such a pest? 4% dice roll. Does he live? Does he die? Well, it does not go well. Chief Orochi caused Lord Fitzalbert badly on the arm, and he faints clean away and is carried off to the doctor. He recovers quickly enough and is soon in good spirits once more, but the salon is quietly closed down. So he did live, thankfully, but the stability is going a little bit down right now. After a while, your cousin returns to speak to you. My dear cousin, it's been a lovely stay, but I'm sorry to say that I'm leaving. Oh, no. Anyway, I'm taking a trip to Sal. I feel the call of the sea air. Thank you, everyone. Oh, thank you for everything, Your Majesty. With a hug and a wave, he departs. The pirates of Sal will no doubt fleece him, but you have a feeling that he'll fall on his feet. Yeah, oh no! Anyway. I'm surprised he's still alive. You did spare him there, Orochi. Like, good job. Good choice. Alright, the Chancellor's come back with 3 potential matches for us. We must choose one young candidate from each of the 3 regions, and we could secure a powerful alliance. And a partner for life to have and to hold and to don't forget. Chancellor leads you to the Great Hall where we have 3 portraits on easels. So let's see how the easels go. They whisk away the cloth from the first portrait. This is Skuld, firstborn son of the Northern Amber Cyprian clan. Handsome, isn't he? Apparently, he's also exceptionally well-mannered and agreeable for a Northerner. Even among the Northerners, he's made something of a name for himself as a fearsome warrior. Had a bit of controversy a while back when his clan hall burned down. He was to blame somehow. Alright, can see the appeal. This is Xenia, eldest daughter of the Eastern Tran the Dragoon dynasty. Forgive the snooty expression. I'm sure that's caused by an errant brushstroke. Spends most of her time indoors, poring over musty tomes. She got in trouble with the Inquisition a while ago, but it didn't come to anything. Was she a vampire? Was she accused of being a vampire? Is that what this is? And finally, from the coast, we have Rhoda, the wealthy heiress to Lady Mira. Oh, Mira's estate, eh? She's got a reputation for honesty and fair-mindedness. It's rare along the coast. Her interests are typical of the coast. Money, 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 and making more of it. And she's scarily good at it. I do like the sound of her. What do you think? By picking a candidate, you'll anger the other regions, but you'll gain a lifelong alliance. So, I've made my decision. I could go with Skuld of the North, Xenia of the East, or Rhoda of the Coast. The northern guy is a good idea, but I do like the concept of vampire wife. But then I could also get money, 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 and I am aiming for money. Yeah, apparently you're Sun Amber, indeed. Like, money is very helpful. We do need to consider the Defiance, indeed. Indeed. I think we go vampire and see what happens. I think we go vampire. So here we go. The Defiance is lessening in the east, but it is increasing in the north. And the coast are about to, yeah, they're about to rebel against us. But there's a potential for vampire wife. Ding. In a tiny village far to the east, 2 counts meet in a derelict tavern. No one dares even glance in their direction. Another priest left my estate today. He said there was no sense preaching to the truly lost. I've heard the same across the east. We are no longer trapped under the church's thumb. Now we must not falter. If the king grows proud, we can offer him the ultimate reward. Immortality. For the next stage of their scheme, the counts must raise authority to 5 or more in 4 seasons. And at the end of the year, I can tweak the laws and see how things will go. So I can take the monarch's iron choice, where if you choose the same option as me, and it is there, we gain 1 authority. Or we can see how the nobles are voting, and we can hide it from the view. Or I can confuse every single one of you and make it where the nobles must vote for their least favorite option, and the one with the least favorite votes will pass. Join us, Arg. Take the authority. Live forever. I am actually going to take the authority, yeah. So now we have on the verge of rebellion. Uh-oh. Well, the coast really wants to come after me, don't they? Well, let's see if we can stop that before this happens. Into Sigil and Stone we go. Oh, they're already wanting to rebel. Arsene, just give us a second. Give us a second. We'll see what happens. Your esteemed highness, regrettably, there have been some strange things happening at the newly built Grand Bazaar. But I'd rather keep it quiet for now. The other nobles can be so judgmental. I don't want people to think I don't have a grip on my Grand Bazaar. Well, do you know what? I'll keep it quiet for now. Stick that in your rebellion. Ha 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 ha. My humble thanks, Your Majesty. Odd symbols are being painted on the bricks of the Grand Bazaar. No one knows where they're coming from, but those who stare at them grow restless and free. Wait a minute, do you have vampire problems as well? Do you have vampire problems as well? What should we do, Your Highness? It's horrible for visitors. We could paint over them. You could send troops to guard the area, or there's nothing to worry about. I'm going to send troops to guard the area. You have hired a selection of mercenaries to guard the Grand Bazaar. Professional enough and send detailed reports back. Right now, the only notable visitors are merchants, customers, and the occasional stray cat. But the guards vow to keep an eye on things. Oh, damn it, they can still rebel! 4 have voted to rebel right now. I need to make sure they don't. But now we have the Republican Senate. Your Majesty, the printing press has ushered in an age of lively intellectual debate and revolutionary philosophy. This is great to hear. No, it's not, Your Majesty. Most of the new thinkers are calling for the end of the monarchy. One in particular, someone called Clarissa Agony, has written an influential pamphlet about the rights of the commoner. She argues that peasants deserve minimum wages, voting rights, basic sanitation. By the old gods, we have to do something about her. My common folk have started asking me to pay for their medicine. Well, what shall we do, Council? How shall we respond to Clarissa Agony's call to treat peasants like real people? Will we launch a smear campaign against Miss Agony? It's a 30% authority roll. Remember, you need authority to go up, not down. Shall we have the king challenge this upstart to a public debate? Will we imprison the rabble-rouser? That will reduce our defiance, but also reduce our stability and our authority. Or will we implement reforms that follow her suggestions, reducing our treasury, increasing our defiance, increasing our stability, but also reducing your wealth? What are we doing? I think we should have an upstart debate. Public debate. We should have a rap battle. We should have a... So A for an authority role, B for a public debate, C to imprison the rabble-rouser, or D to follow her suggestions. Oh, it's going to be close. It's going to be close. Three, two, one. Ding, ding. And we are having... Okay, then. Weeks later, you are standing on a stage opposite Clarissa Agony in front of thousands of commoners. Let the debate begin. I shall be the impartial moderator. I put it to you, Your Majesty, that the finest could examine the blood today, and the blood of the lowest commoner and find no difference at all. At the end of the day, we're all human new and all equal to. You were just lucky enough to be born at the top of an outdated political system. My reply can be, poppycock, it's the way it's always been. Or, trying to change things will break everything. Or, the ninth god chose me to rule. Or, I'm just better than everyone else. What do I want to do? I don't care about the ninth god, so that's not happening. I'm not that pompous and arrogant to be like, I'm better than everyone else. I could go poppycock, this is the way it's always been, but I think trying to change things will break everything. Yeah, let's go with that one. The common folk murmur wordly amongst themselves. The knight's right. Oh, the king's right. Revolution could make things better for us in the long term, but first there's likely to be blood running in the gutters. You and Clarissa go back and forth for hours arguing over the political foundations of your kingdom. Finally, the sun is setting in the sky. And that concludes the debate. I think you did marvelously, Your Majesty. But we must wait for the commoners' reaction as we take our stability roll. You wave at the crowd. The commoners jeer and boo. I'm sure they're not booing you, Your Majesty. Maybe they're booing me. I must have moderated the debate badly. Clarissa Agony is carried away on the shoulders of the crowd. After that, the peasants are only more insistent on their demands. Soon, commoners across the kingdom are campaigning for their rights. Riots block the streets, and the strikes shut down the mills. Well, that didn't go well. I thought we were doing so well on that one too, but I guess not. Time for a royal wedding then. Your wedding to Xenia is naturally the talk of the kingdom. Nobles and peasants alike travel from across the realm to attend for a week and a day. Capital is one giant party. It feels like you're the only one not taking part. Instead, you're getting ready for the ceremony. Soon enough, you're standing in Sir Bertrand's cathedral with Xenia at your side. Do you take this woman as your lawfully wedded wife? I do. Then I pronounce you king and wife. After the wedding, of course, there's a feast. And after the feast, a dance. At the feast, your new wife Xenia delivers a long, rambling speech that puts everyone to sleep, but lowers everybody's defiance, and increases my authority and my stability. By the time you find yourself alone with Xenia, it's past midnight, and you've never felt more tired. What a wonderful occasion that was. A shame we had to see all those filthy peasants lining the streets on the way to the cathedral. Back in the east, our guards know how to deal with that rabble. And it's like, you better get used to life in the capital. I suppose I'd better. What are your thoughts on the state of the kingdom? Nah, tell me something you're passionate about. There's nothing I love more than a good book. You'll find that I'm exceptionally well read, not like the illiterate fools back home. Oh God, I've married an utter twit. That's so interesting. Listen, she's advertised as vampire wife. It is, isn't it? Anyway, to continue on the subject, you gently fall asleep to the sound of Xenia droning on about herself. I mean, that's not terrible. That's not terrible at all. Ha! Rebellion is halted. Defiance is below the authority or stability. Try and rebel now. In a dingy seaside tavern, two patricians of the coast meet to plot their latest scheme. The coast's economy has never been better. We're making more money than I know what to do with. Money breeds money. I've made a series of investments to improve our profits even more. But what do we do with the rest of our gold? Time to start buying things, of course. Land, roads, bridges. We'll buy up the whole kingdom, piece by piece. Yep, Prince, you're gonna buy the kingdom. But first, the king must be in desperate need of our gold. To advance their scheme, the patricians must lower the treasury to 1,500 or less in 2 seasons. Well, we're about to find out, Fluffy. So, here you go. Lower your own faith to 4 or less in 2 seasons? Done. Raise the kingdom's authority to at least 5 in 3 seasons? Currently done. Or release the kingdom's treasury to 1,500 or less in 2 seasons? Not done. Alright. So we are Dynasty Event marching for a republic. Your Majesty, the people are demanding a republic. Thousands are marching through the capital waving banners and signs. It's peaceful for now. Population are fed up with the very concept of monarchy. If we don't act soon, they'll storm the palace and drag you out by your neck. Perhaps we could throw them a bone. Maybe write a few amendments to the constitution, taking power from the crown and giving more power to us nobles. Well, how can you win back the respect? Will you forcibly suppress the protests? That's a military role at 80%. Will you send the king out to address the angry crowd? That's a 40% authority. Remember, the debate didn't go well. Will you rewrite the constitution to give more power to the nobles? Well, I found a way that I can actually do something really good here. Because I feel like I know what you all want to do. We do have so much military. So will you suppress with an 80% military role? Will you send the king out to address the angry crowd? Or will you rewrite the constitution to give more power to the nobles, thereby increasing the stability, lowering the authority, and lowering the defiance? But you know that minus authority? Arg's got an idea. Ding ding. Alright then, the votes are in. And we are going to rewrite the Constitution. Glad you're doing the reasonable thing, Your Majesty. Just sign here, here, and here. So the authority is now demanding, and the defiance for everyone is going down significantly. Before you know it, I've signed away almost all the powers of the crown. The nobles get special tax exemptions, dominion over the sea, immunity to persecution, exclusive hunting rights. Whoops. Yeah, we get -4 on that. That didn't go the way I wanted it to go. I guess I just got wrecked. Is this what the commoners meant when they demanded a republic? Or did they want power in the hands of the people, not just a different kind of elite? Either way, it doesn't matter now. The power lies in towers. The riots do die down, perhaps because the commons folks realize that getting rid of you won't make a difference. Well, I have to just bring my authority back up then, won't I? But first, a conscientious sale. So, Your Highness, this is an outrage. Lord Shrimp, I think, is trying to steal my bear from under my nose. It's the bear again. Did you say bear? It's not his bear. I was about to buy this beast from an adventurer in the Tatterlands when Chief Icy Melon turned up shouting and raving about Skirnian. Tell me more about this bear. She's a magnificent specimen. She'd be a great addition to my menagerie. And who is Skirnian? The great northern goddess of medicine and knowledge. And the bear wears her mark upon the brow, clear as day. It is a matter for the council. Mark my words, if this bear is not brought to the north where she belongs, there'll be trouble. So, what are you going to do, folks? If it's sacred, Chief Icy Melon should have the bear. That will change around the defiance, it will reduce some of your wealth, and it will reduce the faith. Or you can go finders keepers, and you can have Shrimp, I think, can just have the bear. Again, changing defiance, but also reducing wealth. Or, we can encourage a bidding war between the two nobles. What are you going to do? Let's have fun. Do 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 do. I like that. Come on, Pats, unite with B. Where's most of the Pats? C. Oh. I do love how all the North went to A. Most of the Pats went to C, which doesn't. Yeah. Oh, beautiful. Well, here you go, the bidding war between the two nobles. In a furious back and forth, the nobles battle it out for ownership of the bear. Eventually, Lord Shrimp, I think, wins out. The Tatterlands adventurer is delighted and goes away with more money than she knows what to do with. Naturally, the chiefs aren't happy about having lost their sacred symbol, but there's little that they can do. The bear turns out to be a fearsome creature with bright white fur and intent green eyes, and she's vast. Even on all fours, she stands taller than a wagon. She's transported to the coast, sedated by special herbs. Lord Pat Shrimp, I think, anticipates sellout attendance at the zoo. Well, and now we have a tunnel dweller as well. So good day, Your Majesty. We can report that we found something beneath the coastal Grand Bazaar. There was a sickly pale man living there, who hadn't seen sunlight in years. He's been sneaking out to draw those symbols under the cover of darkness. He's saying that the symbols are protective wards to keep the building from harm. I'm not so sure. He seems harmless, but completely unhinged. Harmless? It's evil magic. That's what it is. This warlock can only be cleansed with fire. But what will you do with the vagrant painting strange symbols on the Grand Bazaar? Will you throw the symbol-obsessed fool in jail, increasing your authority? Will you say he's harmless and let him get on with it? It's a stability roll if you do. Or will you burn the warlock? I'm actually vetoing that. You're not getting to burn the warlock. I'm not letting you burn the warlock. No. Is he harmless or are you throwing him in jail? You're not getting to burn him. I'm not letting you burn him. I'm vetoing that one. You ain't getting to burn him. You're not getting to burn the warlock. Well, everybody seems to believe he's harmless. Oh, we'll have to see if it is, or if we've just cursed the Grand Bazaar. Despite the High Inquisitor's protests, you put the coastal Grand Bazaar out of your mind. So do the peasants, indeed. The artistry of the symbols becomes well known across the coast, drawing tourists and admirers. Oh, did they just win? Nah, they wouldn't have won yet. Like, it doesn't matter if it's a 10, because that's not one that they need. They've got richer, but they don't win, because they need to do that. They need a different thing. And we have the auction. Once again, we are back here again. We're going to see what's going to happen. You've got different things available. We are going to start on the auction here. So, let the auction begin! Today's auctioneer's buildings you can build for the chiefs a library, which will increase your stability, or you can build a prison, which will reduce your stability. The counts have the ability to build a deer park that will decrease your farming, or you can build a monument that will increase your authority. You patricians have a fortress that will increase your military, or you can build a stadium that will decrease your military. Currently, it seems here that we are going to be building a fortress, and we're going to be building the monument right now. For the counts, it is very important that they grab the authority. The authority will be very, very good for them on this one. But we're having a look right now. There's nothing on the library. We've got nothing on the prison. But the deer park is currently at 300, while the monument is at 2350. We have the fortress coming in there at 4650, and nothing on the stadium. So it looks like we want the pass to increase their military. Well, the monument is increasing their overall authority. We've got 16 seconds left remaining on this funding. We have 2269. Nice. On the prison. Will we see a last minute snipe here, or will the monument manage to take it there? We've now lost the monument. The monument is now gone, being replaced by the prison, but the monument is now back as we see right last second here. We're coming down to the final one. It's going to be on the wire, and its time is up right there. What did we get at the end of the day? We've got the fortress and the monument. So, military and the authority. Alright then. As we will now move to the pagan prophecies. The Northern Chiefs, God Speakers, have uncovered an ancient prophecy. Let me guess, you think it's all fake? Well, no, what does it say? What does it say? That's beside the point. All I know is that this specific heresy is spreading like wildfire. It must be stamped out immediately. How do you know if it's a heresy? If you do, huh? Stop it. That's bad. What she means to say is the chief's plan to use the prophecy to justify unseating you. True or not, many Northerners believe it. Can someone please just tell me what it says? The prophecy tells of an authoritarian king who is overthrown by a northern warrior, the savior of the pagans, known by names such as the Thronebreaker, the Sword of Voltor, or the Lord Render. That's you, by the way, the authoritarian king, not the Lord Render. The prophecy calls for the collapse and the death of all false gods, including the ninth, whom Kelkis will lead into a bubbling cauldron disguised as a magical pond. It sounds very heretical. Worse than heresy, Your Majesty. It's a lie. We must strengthen the church in the north. Besides falsifying their prophecy, it might even save a few misguided northerners. The pagans still blindly worship their old gods, however. If we don't act soon, the kingdom will be lost. Listen, you're losing the kingdom. Like, that's not happening. How should the kingdom combat the prophecy that is spreading in the north? Will you order the priests to go north and decry the prophecy as fake? Increasing the faith, increasing the defiance, reducing the stability, and reducing your authority? Or will you invent a counter-prophecy and delay the scheme for one season? Or will you allow the prophecy to spread? Because no one will believe it anyway. Have fun. A for the priest to go north, B for the counter-prophecy, C to allow it to spread because no one will believe it anyway. Oh, it looks like the Chiefs aren't getting their way. Oh, the North Chiefs is so close. Oh, and the counts say no. The counts say no. 11 to 12 there. Well, they're going north. So the Archbishop mobilizes the priesthood. Emergency sermons are held in every church across the kingdom, warning the faithful to stay vigilant against pagan lies. So the coast faith goes up. The East faith goes up, the North faith goes up, but so does the defiance, and your authority is mocked, and my stability is teetering. Hundreds of priests are sent up north to preach to the local populace, which naturally causes tension with the chiefs. And we hope it will be enough. Well, it needs to go up to 4 as the problem. What about my heir? Your Majesty Zenra has gone stale. Oh, you get along well enough and you've made some good memories, but there's no spark. She cares more about her books than your happiness, but spark or no spark, you still need an heir. Congratulations are in order. The royal wedding was a magnificent affair, but something's missing. You need an heir. You need someone young whose loyalty is secured. A child of your own would do the trick, even if they're, or one of your many cousins. My wife and I will have a child together. Ah, the traditional method. No one will object to that. I'll arrange for you to take a month off from ruling so you can, get down to business. Okay. Let's go for the humble request here then. Oh, Nicholas, I need your help. What do you need? I'm writing a book about the history of the Drago family and their undoing at the hand of King Arl the Great. There's a new machine that can print hundreds of copies of the same book at once. It's called the printing press. With funding, my book could be sold all over the East, maybe across the whole kingdom. Well, let's go with 500 gold then. Oh, I suppose that will have to do. Oh, come on! She happily accepts my coin and soon sends her manuscript to the presses. It doesn't do particularly well. Limited number are sold, predominantly to curious nobles, most of whom proceed to criticize it at any opportunity. Fund our book, cheapskate. I ain't giving you your thing to win. Oh, here we go. Far to the north, an ancient ceremony in a smoky clan hall reaches fever pitch. Heath, the chief's claimant, sits atop a throne of bones, surrounded by god speakers chanting in a forgotten tongue. And thus, with Morgana as my witness, I hereby crown you the Queen of the North, the Lord Render, soon to be Queen of the Kingdom. Glory to Lord Render, chosen of Voltor. Glory to Morgana and the North. The assembled chiefs roar in chorus with each other. Steins are smashed against one another in celebration. Now we must bring down the false king in the south and fulfill the prophecy. The only question is how. So, chiefs, how are you doing it? Will you lure me to the north and sacrifice me in a pagan ritual? Or will you sacrifice thousands of goats to the old god and call upon them to intervene? Chief Yoshi Chief has you giggling. Yeah, Chief Yoshi Chief is great. Only the chiefs can vote for this. Lower your defiance and sacrifice me in a pagan ritual. So it is destined, so it will be. Spread the word to all Morgana's children. The throne breaker has risen, and the false king will fall. But first, we drink in honor of the gods. More cheers are up throughout the clan hall. Come morning, there will be a lot of work to do. For the final stage of their scheme, the chiefs must lower their defiance to 2 or less. Meanwhile, at the villa, sitting on a bench outside a sun-beached villa, 2 patricians of the coast meet to plot their latest scheme. The thrice-cursed king is still refusing to sell us any public land. It makes sense. The treasury is not exactly suffering right now. Patience, my friend. Let us bide our time until the king's gold runs out. The patrician's aim is to lower the treasury to 1,500 or less. And you can take a small tax from the kingdom's commoners, or tax one of the region's nobles. It will raise defiance and take personal wealth from nobles of that region. And the chiefs discover an ancient treasure hoard frozen in ice worth 500 wealths. The other nobles will gain 200 wealth. But Arghive has been a person of great... What's the word I'm looking for? I've read in the newspaper the comments that Arghive has been making against us. I feel like there should be a little bit of a tax if you want to insult the king, so... I have taxed the pass. As we go through, and we will take the... Down with the tyrannical king. He sold our bear, brought false religion, chose vampire wife over our best man. Okay, last one understandable, but vampire was not good. Yo, Lord, man, how you doing? I'm angering everybody. I'm angering everybody. This is great. Oh, yo, Lord, I hope you had a great stream. I hope Tony Hawk's went well for you. We are playing King of the Castle. If you've not played this game before, this game is absolutely hilarious to play with your chat. Like, it's... You can't win. You try and make one team happy, you make the other two teams really mad. It's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. The question is, will I survive as king? Well, no, my king is on the farm. This is King Nicholas, though. Single run goes low energy, probably eating back to bed shortly. Hey, that's a mood. Well, thank you for rating us. Welcome to our Casual Tuesday, or our Indie Tuesday. I'm Arg. For those of you who don't know, Sonic Speedrunner Extraordinaire. Currently trying to get a top 10 time in Sonic Frontiers. But at the moment, we are doing our indie games, because we love playing indie games and just chilling out and having a good time on Tuesdays. Why Tuesdays? It's the day I say. So, we're going to go now. I'm going to see what this lackluster menagerie is going to be. So here we go. So we have shrimp, I think. I fear our menagerie is failing to thrive. We thought the bear would be the star of the show, but she just sits in her enclosure looking sad. No one wants to see her. Of course she's sad. She's meant to roam the frozen tundra, not getting overheated and being fed sweets. Actually, we wondered if she'd like company. Perhaps the Tatterlands would yield another bear of her type? Well, what will the council do? Will you hand the bear over to the chiefs? Will you find the bear a companion? Or will you bring the bear to live in the royal palace? Or you should put on a grand feast for the bear. So if you hand the bear over to the chiefs, you're going to be changing around Defiance. If you find the bear a companion, it will cost us 900 in the treasury, lower Defiance, increase wealth, and increase trade. Or do we bring the bear to live in the royal palace? That will increase Defiance in all parts. Or shall we have a grand feast for the bear that is a 55% farming roll? I'm going to mark a choice, and it is up to you what you want to do. So here we go. What are you going to do? A, to give the bear over to the chiefs. B, to find a companion. C, to bring the bear in the royal palace. D, to put on a grand feast. Oh, we're getting a split vote here. We know what the Pats want. The Pats want B, the Chiefs want A. So it's really up to the counts, and the counts are just like, I don't know. Like they went for C. Ding ding. Well, away we go. The bear is going over to the Chiefs. The patricians are too happy to have lost their star exhibit, but they console themselves with the fact that it turned out to be a pretty boring bear. The bear is transported once more to the north. This time she's increasingly impatient and needs one of her guards along the way.
Other counts are up to no
They
good
are
again.
very much up to no good
Smile.
again. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Hopefully she'll settle in more comfortably when she gets there. Thank you for the resub, Amy. How you doing? You're not sure why I Iron Choiced it there, Fluffy? Because I want the authority. Because, you know, you want your authority to go up. Or are you going to sit and complain all over like, oh my god, I'm being screwed over as I tried to help you? Jesus Christ, Fluffy. No, you don't get iron option from any choice I pick. You have to actually have to match it. And I want them to have the bear. So that's what we're doing. We go for the one that we knew is going to win. Because the Chiefs wanted it. Anyway, a new trend. So here we go. Chovy Salts is here to see you, Your Majesty. They want to sell you a crab. Of course they do. A what? It's the latest trend among the coast, Your Majesty. They've started keeping a species of jeweled crab as a fashionable pet. The creatures are so rare that one can now sell it for as much as a mansion. B or C would have won if I picked that for Iron Choiced. Unlikely. Unlikely. But we will never know. The creatures are so rare that one can now sell. So we're going to send them in. I'm going to see what this jeweled crab is. I know the price is steep, but I assure you, these crabs will only go up in value. So I can lose the treasury and give them what they want, but increase the wealth. I can turn the fool away, or I'll make the sale of jeweled crabs illegal. Chove, what are you doing? I'm not going to make it illegal, but I am going to turn you away. I'm not going to ban the crabs. What is this kingdom coming to? Yeah, crypto crabs. I'm not doing crypto crabs. That's not how that is. I'm not going to do that one. And now, we'll see if I do become a laughingstock. Your Majesty, the acclaimed playwright Montague Natterflit has written another smash hit. All the theatres in the capital are showing it nightly. Oh, wonderful. We love his work. So do I. So does everyone. But the problem is the new play features a character that is obviously based on you. So, an admiring homage? How delightful! Or we don't like where this is going. Or how am I portrayed? How am I portrayed? The character is played by a professional clown named Biffo. At one point, a bucket of custard is upended over his head as he sits on the throne. Biffo for king. Biffo for king. Yep. Your Highness, peasants and nobles alike are watching this play. His theatres are packed. You must put a stop to it. You simply cannot be known as King Biffo. I think I already am. I think I'll attend to the play myself. A shocked silence follows in the theatre as heralds announce your arrival. You wave from the royal box as actors stare up at you, clearly horrified. What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? The play begins. Soon enough, the Clown King arrives on stage, comedically tripping on his own robes. They somehow found an actor who looks just like you. Endless humiliations are heaped on this honking, squeaking parody. Finally, the play concludes with the custard-drenched king handing his crown over to the deserving hero. All eyes turn to you. How do you react? I climb onto the stage. The actors shrink away from you. The audience are deadly silent. Everyone's terrified of what you'll do next. I will order the actors and the entire audience arrested. Now, I'll just congratulate someone on a hilarious play. The audience break out into relieved cheers. The actors bow before you, weeping from gratitude. I'm not arresting them. Why would I do that? I have a sense of humor. After that, the whole capital can talk about nothing but your good humor and mercy. Yes, I did good. I did good. And another season. I think this is as far as I've got, actually, without having a rebellion on my hands. But playing a game of chess in the East in an austere castle, 2 counts of the East discuss their schemes against the crown. By the blood of the dead, the king must get a grip of the kingdom. I can't allow him to join our secret society of immortals when he can hardly keep the crown on his head. The count's aim is to raise authority to at least 5. Okay. So, by royal decree, I can tweak the laws of how I vote. I can get swing votes. Nobles can change their mind and vote for a different option. Reverse voting. Or, we can go for the golden choice, where I can bribe you. So, there's a little bit of bribery right now going to happen. A little bit of bribery can happen. Not that most of you spend the stuff. Okay. So, we have an embarrassing problem in the north. Okay. Okay, let's see what we got. Embarrassing problem. Your Greatness, I'm afraid someone has been painting obscene graffiti on your monument in the north. Dev, what do you mean by obscene? It describes you as a tyrant, and in addition there are images. What kind of images? The obscene kind. Be specific. I'd rather not. We're all adults here. Please, Your Greatness. I'd rather not discuss such vile matters in front of the council. Give me details, damn it! Images of the obscene kind! Use your imagination! Tell us about the royal lewds, damn it! We need to track down the perpetrator. You're becoming a laughing stock in the north. It's just like it's a very awkward conversation. It's like, excuse me, sir, King, Your Majesty, we have obscenities. It's like, what type of obscenities? Images? You know, what type of images? Images of the obscene kind, sir. No, but really, like, what do you mean? Just, I'm not. I don't want to tell you what they are. Stop it. Like, what are they doing? No. What are you going for? Oh. We need to track down. We're becoming a laughingstock in the north. When you call the council together, some of the nobles whisper behind their hands, stifling giggles. Chief Dev Insanity was right. What can be done about all the obscene graffiti being painted on the statue of the king in the north? Do you brutally crack down on the locals until the perpetrator is found, increasing your authority, reducing your stability, and increasing your defiance? Will you send the watch to investigate without drawing attention to themselves? Will you offer a reward for the perpetrator's capture, that is a 30% defiance roll, or there is nothing to worry about? Well, I think we should brutally crack down on the locals until the perpetrator is found. Yeah. If you do golden choice, I'll vote for whatever. Yeah, I'm saving that one for later. I think we crack down on those hooligans. I can appreciate a good piece of graffiti, but that's obscene. Moogle, you are Moogle the second, Moogle. You unfortunately have died. You have unfortunately have died. Alright, so voting is closed. As the nobles will brutally crack down on the locals until the perpetrator is found. So, our authority is now commanding, but our stability is now teetering. As the soldiers storm the local village, shouting and kicking people until they get the answer they're looking for. The culprit is a local artist protesting your recent refusal to become their patron. Your refusal was totally justified. Other than certain parts of the anatomy, which are bizarrely detailed, their artwork is slapdash and sloppy. The artist is thrown into your dungeons to think about what he's done and hopefully practice drawing more wholesome parts of the body. However, your over-the-top reaction has made you even more enemies in the north. And now we have a ceremony of friendship. I'm worried this is going to be between... Your Majesty, too long have we let tension simmer between us. We are citizens of the same kingdom, are we not? I just want to assure you the chiefs are loyal despite the rumors. And to prove it, let's hold a ceremony of friendship where we renew our feudal vows. What does that involve? It's basically a big party followed by a renewal of our vows of loyalty. This is a chief's only affair, by the way. Other religions are not invited. Though, unfortunately, we still need the council's approval to open the treasury's purse strings. So, how would the ceremony of friendship be conducted? Will you declare a public day of celebration across the kingdom? Shall the king attend a private chiefs-only party? Or is it a waste of time? Yeah, you got beheaded, Moogle. Like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. So what are we going to do? What are we going to do? See, the problem is if we go with the treasury, then... If we go with the treasury, I'm gonna let you do it. I'm gonna let you do it. I'm gonna let you do it. I don't know if I want A or B. I don't know if I want A or B. I don't think C is worth it, but you're all going for C. I don't think C is worth it. I think it would be A or B. But I am allowing the council to make their choices. It's going to be close. It's going to be tight. Ah! And the voting has closed. Well, apparently, the counts and some of the pats say, nope, it's a waste of time. Acts of my ancestors. This was our chance to bring the kingdom back together. Shame on you all. Well, up to the contested wreck it is. Chief Ixnea, an opportunity, your greatness. A cursed ship sunk last week just off our coast. I request permission to salvage the wreckage. Cursed vessels are always full of valuable things. Wait. Alright, Skynet. It might be off your coast, but it's in our waters. By the 9th, in fact, it's closer to our city of Hythos than any of yours. But you ceded those waters years ago in exchange for a trust of silver. You were having money problems. Your greatness, esteemed council, don't let this liar fool you. Oh. We can allow the chiefs to salvage the ship. It's a 70% chance. You can allow the pats to salvage the ship. It's a 70% chance. We can salvage the ship but return any bounty to Kurth. Or we can leave the wreck alone. Have fun with that one, Pats. Allow the chiefs to salvage the ship, but any Pats that vote for it get 500 money. So who is going to get it? Who is going to take... Ding ding. Tell it. Overwhelming vote with there. That's fine by me. Fine by me. Alright, chiefs. What are you getting? Defiance is now grumbling, but it's going up. There, it can be in your ward. The council's word is final, isn't it? The operation goes ahead and yields a great bounty from the chiefs. Spices from Atesh, Salish pearls, and a strange music box that sends everyone to sleep. Alright then. So we are now going to end the season. Ding ding. Deep in the eastern mountains, a night owl screeches at 2. A night owl screeches as 2 counts plot their castle. Most pleasing, the king is drunk with power. We're so close. But I was thinking, should we really show the king the true secrets of our group? I thought that was the point. Immortality and all that. Yes, but those secrets are meant to be, well, kept secret. What if we pulled the wool over his eyes? Well, what are you doing, counts? Will you plan a false immortality ritual that will kill me? Will you induce the king into the real secret society of immortal blood drinkers by raising your farming? Will you kill me, or will you turn me into a vampire? This is going to be close. Am I getting a vampire, or am I going to be killed? They couldn't even make a choice! They couldn't even make a decision! Ah, I'm getting killed. This would be a fine trick. The important thing is that we keep a good reputation with the king. We must convince him we're a trusted friend willing to share a wondrous gift. For the final stage of the scheme, the counts must lower their defiance to 1 or less. And at the end of the turn, the chiefs must lower their defiance to 2 or less. The counts must lower their defiance to 1 or less. And the pats aren't getting the treasury lower because I'm not letting you spend my money. You're not letting me spend money. I know, I was with you as well, Fluffy. I wanted to be vampire. But before we continue on to the next season and we see what happens, we're going to take a quick break. Will the pats be able to make me spend any of my money? Will I make the counts angry by increasing their defiance? And chiefs, do you really think I'm going to let you get your defiance down to 2 or less? We'll find out when we come back. After this. Alright, Council, take it easy. Take it easy. We're back. We're here. Let's see what's happening next. Remember, Chiefs to the North, I need to lower your defiance. I ain't doing that. I need to increase the defiance on the counts because right now they're winning. And we'll see what happens with the pass, if we can get it to stage 3 or not. New season! We have a hungry bear, the crab bubble bursts, or my heir. So let's have a look and see what my heir is, shall we? Your quest for an heir is finally complete. You stand before the council holding a small child in your arms. Yo, am I getting an heir? Have I actually got an heir? Hold on. Should I die? I ask that my crown be passed down to. The council hall is filled with nervous silence. My child. The assembled nobles break out into polite applause. By designating an heir, you've cemented the stability of your kingdom. Your Highness, I may be the first to congratulate you on the birth of your child. What is their name? Nicholas II. How exquisite, Your Highness. I'm sure little Nicholas II will grow up to be a chip of the old block. I actually got a child. Holy fudge. I did it right for once. I have an heir. Let's see this crab bubble. Bad news, Your Majesty. A new reef has been discovered which is overflowing with millions of jeweled crabs. Crab prices are crashing catastrophically. I can read. What? The entire kingdom will suffer financially, Your Majesty, with the exception of a few pats. Curiously, Noble Trophy Salts, the very same pat who first began the crab craze, recently sold all their crabs at a huge profit, just days before the crash. So the chief's wealth is gone, Pat's wealth is gone, and some count's wealth is gone. But Trophy Salt's wealth has massively increased. Something must be done. You summon your council to scrub the crab king prices. What the fudge did I just say? Many assembled nobles have invested heavily in the crab market, and they are casting furious glances at the Pat's benches. Well, what will you do? What should be done to help the coast recover from the imploding crab market? Will you bail out the failed businesses along the coast, increasing trade, reducing defiance, and increasing the treasury? Will you let the coast suffer the full consequences of this crisis? Or will you arrest Jove and confiscate their ill-gotten gold? I mean, I'm feeling like that right there is insider trading. I'm feeling it that's insider trading. Ah. I mean, I feel like I should bail them out. But, like, giving them trade wouldn't do anything, and lowering their defiance is fine. I'm going to stay out of it, and I'm going to let you decide what's happening. What should be done to help the coast recover from the imploding market? What are you doing? You're aware. Okay, I think they're aware. I think both the North and the counts are aware. Yeah, they're aware. Yep. Your soldiers storm Noble Trophy Salt's opulent mansion, arresting them and confiscating their ill-gotten crab gold. The trials will be held as soon as possible, as the trade is reduced, defiance is mutinous, stability is unstable, the treasury is richer, and Trophy's wealth has decreased. Outraged Pats protest that your actions are illegal and make a mockery of the law. Don't they know that you're the king? Well, that's not what I wanted to have happen, but it is what has happened. Our wondrous bear is thriving in the north, Your Majesty, just as Skirneon would wish. The god speakers have gained visions of new herbs and medicines ever since she arrived. The gods are good. Can you share this knowledge with the rest of the kingdom? But there's real questions here. Is she adorable and fluffy? She's an avatar of one of the most powerful deities, Your Greatness. But yes, she is very fluffy. The only thing is that she's eating a lot. Our hunters have pushed into the frozen waste to find enough food to go around. Having second thoughts, are you? Potentially the bear would do better in a nice, cozy menagerie, No shrimp, we've tried that. The bear did not do well in the menagerie. So, the sacred bear has put a dent in the supplies. But what shall we do with it? Well, I think what we should do is that we should demand that nobles donate their... Oh, no, this might actually... Ooh, no! You don't want B. If you do... No, if you do B... If you do B... If you do B, then the North win. If you do B, the North win. I'm gonna see just if money talks. I'm gonna see if money talks. I don't care which side wins. This is all on you playing against each other. This is all on you playing against each other. The counts. The counts are good. The counts. Oh. Oh. I like them. The counts are all just like, I'm getting paid. I'm getting paid for this. Let's see if they manage to feed the bear, though. The chiefs dig into their deep stockpiles, but it is not pleasant living off fermented seal and dried fish for months on end. As the chiefs grow hungrier, so does the bear. Oh! Oh! So, all that money that you've all just received, it's time to put it to good use, everybody. You have another auction. Let the auction begin! And the chiefs can build themselves a deer park to give them -1 farming, or they can build a thieves guild to give them -1 trade. The counts have the ability to build an aqueduct to give +1 farming, or get a theatre for -1 authority. The observatory gives them 1 faith on the bats, or they can get -1 stability on the realm. What are we going to have here? All these buildings are a bit naff. How are we going to do this? This is what we need to look for right now, as we want to try and increase the defiance on the counts, but is it something that you're going to be able to do here? We don't know. As we see right now, not much gold being spent around the world here. You all say you want even more gold, but you don't spend the gold on anything to do it. Why don't you spend the gold on the stuff? We don't know. As we have a look and we see and we go around and we see what's going to happen on this one, but there you go on this area. 1569. Nice. Currently on the Thieves Guild. 1769 on the Thieves Guild. The aqueduct is going through. Remember, if you can't do anything on this particular run, maybe for the next game, you'll be able to use some of these things to give you some of the stats that you need. Yes? Let us see how it goes. It looks like we are getting a double on the Chiefs. -1 farming and -1 on the trade. Chiefs, you have a bear that you're gonna... Dine? You absolute troll. Dine built the Thieves Guild. Okay. Dryad Wolf, why did you build the deer park that reduces your farming when you have a hungry bear? Well, here we go. Deceit in the East. It's a bright morning. You're enjoying your breakfast when a letter arrives from Count Ember 78, inviting you to his keep. Encoded in the letter, you recognize the symbol of the Count's secret society, along with a hidden message. Your heart quickens. In exchange for control of your throne, you shall live forever. It is time. The time for your eternity to begin. Your wife Xenia looks over her cup at you fondly. Good news, I hope? Yes, wonderful news. Always nice to start the day on a good note. For your voyage to the east, you decide on a modest carriage with fast horses. Best not to be seen on your way. It's nightfall when you arrive, and Count Ember hurries you inside. Down stone-cold steps to the cellars. You blink in the darkness. Does it really have to be this dark? His teeth glimmer in the blackness. All will be illuminated, your grace. I swear by the blood of the dead. You follow him into a wide chamber lit with dozens of candles. A circle of sigils is daubed on the floor with something thick and dark. Looking at the shape sends shivers down the back of your neck. Robed figures surround the circle. Their faces are hidden, but as they chant, their voices echo through the chamber as much larger than it appears. Whoa! You stride into the middle of the circle. The hair on your arms prickles. But surely that's just the magic taking hold. The chanting rises. As the counts pass a gold chalice around the circle, each one takes a sip. Count Ember 78 hands it to you solemnly. The chalice is filled with blood. Drink, your grace, and be fortified. You shall live forever. I don't usually drink blood, but alright. You hold the chalice to your lips and drink. It's warm, metallic, and has an oddly smoky aftertaste. Not the most pleasant thing you've ever imbibed, but not the least either. But as you stand in the circle, heat prickles down your arms, your head swims, and you stagger. As you right yourself, your sleeve bursts into flame. Gathered counts glance at each other. One of them laughs behind a hand and is quickly hushed. It's fine, yes, all going well. How delightful. Your head feels thick and foggy. The fire builds, spreading down your torso. Immortality! Eternity! Blood flame! The counts do not move. As the flames take hold, the thought flashes through your mind. It's working! But unfortunately, it is not. You can only hope that your ashes are hard to clean off the floor. Wah, wah. Too good to be true! The count's promised immortality was a ruse. In a flash, the flames reduced King Nicholas to ashes. Historians write the king simply vanished. The chiefs decided that the time must not have been ripe. The prophecy was quietly forgotten by all except the god speakers, who waited for the right omens to arise again. The paths attempted to buy the kingdom ended in failure. Bankruptcies were filed, marks were scratched in secret ledgers. The risk-reward calculus wasn't favorable. Perhaps next time. A fine trick indeed. When King Nicholas vanished, the counts were ready. They swept into the ensuring power vacuum and installed Odon as a successor before the other regions had the chance to protest. Investigations into the king's disappearance were quashed. Well, we are King Nicholas the Vanished. 2 years and 6 months with a spouse of Xenia of the East. But now we have King Odon. But there we go. Let us see what happens as King Odon is about to come and take the throne. And this time I'm going to play it a bit differently. This time it is going to be a 4-way 1 versus 1 versus 1 versus 1. I am going to select things that I think will benefit me as the kingdom. You all can select things that you think might influence you as your kingdoms. So, let's see who can outplay each other on this one. And we'll see how it goes. So we'll benefit the kingdom and we'll see how that goes. I'm going to pick things that are going to keep you all on stage 1. That's not going to happen. You're all going to get everything that immediately puts you on a stage 2. So we'll see how this works out. Let's jump into the game and see how it works out on this one. Continue the dynasty as we have King Odon coming in. Of course, we're going to start the... Yeah, my ear got completely ignored. Arg is still on the farm. Yeah. You weren't doing that already? You were supposed to... No, I've not been. I've been trying to actually help things, but I'm not doing too well. I've been actually trying to help, but it's not working. Anyway, it is now 1 versus 1 versus 1 versus 1. Here we go. Arg versus the chiefs of the north versus the counts of the east versus the patricians of the coast. Here we go. Get your joins in the chat. The fact that we couldn't tell and it just seemed like incompetence says a lot about your... Hey, Fluffy, why do you think I'm not a politician or in any position of power? I was supposed to be protecting the kingdom at all costs, and that I didn't do a good job of that one, did I? Nope, not at all. Not at all. Because they wouldn't let you, because I have no desire to do so either. Alright, here we go. And we will start, as always, by throwing me into the damn lake. Let's just get it underway. Come on. Throw me into the lake. We've won the throne. Let's get this over with. Call the nobles in. Stick me in the lake. You know that's where I'm going. Just throw me into the river. Just throw me into the river. I don't even care. Just throw me into the river. Into the river. Yeah, you're not getting more. Arghive, you ain't getting anything. They're throwing me into the river. They're always throwing me into the river. Like, just, yes. This is how this happens every time. Like, we don't even bother going through that one. Vetoing the river is no fun. Vetoing the river is no fun. Just throw me into the river. It's fine. Let me get changed out my nice robes. And into the river we go. Alright. Now, my path to victory. I tried to do riches. And I got killed. I tried to do peacekeeper. And I ended up becoming my own farmer. I still think I should go with trade. I'm still going to try the architect of a new golden age. I could go military, actually, yeah. I could go military. Do you know what? Let's go for the conquer. A warrior king is sure to be remembered fondly if he wins more than he loses. Once you have an heir, we will return to discuss how your ambition is progressing. The good news is I start with a decent treasury this time. And here we go. Here is your introduction to Count Whoopa. Yes, yes. What if I governed for the whole kingdom? Please put these delusions of benefits out of your head. It's embarrassing. We put that crown on your head. Don't make us take it away. Yeah, remember, you also put the crown on the last head, and you then burnt them at the stake. So I will introduce myself to the chiefs in the north. Hello, Chief Un. And the Pats. Hello, Pat Skynet. Okay. Will we be a good little king and do as we're told, Tran? Probably not. But we'll see what Whooper's going to do. This is attempt number 4, yes. But let's see what you're going to be doing then. Heath's back. So we have the North. What is the North doing for phase 1? Are you raising others' defiance through intimidation? Will you raise your own military with Ragnarok? Or will you lower all faith as a hornblower? Where are you going? Where are you going, chiefs? Intimidation, Ragnarok, or hornblower? Will you raise others' defiance? Will you raise your own military? Or will you lower all faith? Well, it's going to be that then. Oh, no, you went with military. Okay. Ragnarok it is. The chiefs plan to make an alliance with the ice giants to take over the kingdom. First, they must not be weak, or the giants won't take their proposal seriously. To advance their scheme, the chiefs must raise their military to 5 or more in 3 seasons. But what about the counts? We put King Odin on the throne, but it seems he's forgotten that already. Will Matilda be a better ruler? What will you go for? Subterfuge by lowering the stability? Are you going for the blood ritual and have the highest farming? Or will you aim for ascension by lowering your own faith? What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you going for? Ah, yeah, Prince. Amber goes by they, them pronouns. All good, no worries. So we are going for a blood ritual. Well, you have 9 farming, so that's a win there as well. And then the plan is to summon an ancient famine demon that will devastate all other regions, paving a clear way to the throne. But they must ensure that the East can withstand a famine. To advance the scheme, the counts must be the region with the highest farm in 4 seasons. But now, what is Nerva of the Pats going to do? What are the Pats doing? Are you going to go have the lowest defiance, have the lower of the treasury, or will you go for the lowering of the authority? Doppelganger, conspiracy, or corruption? Well, it looks like we're aiming for a lower authority. Okay, then. So they're going to turn the throne into a commodity that can be bought and sold at will. But they must lower the authority to 4 or less in 3 seasons. So here we go. So it's a 3 seasons, a 4 seasons, and a 3 seasons. But let us see how this will go. We have border raids, an honor guard, and a preposition. So the honor guard coming through. Each region offers a selection of elite guards. But what will we be taking on this one? The Northern Warriors? Or will we be having the Eastern Knights? Or will we be having the Coastal Gladiators? Or maybe once again, we can have the Foreign Mercenaries. I think we are going to go with... I think we go with the Warriors in the North. I'm going for Warriors. So now, we have a preposition. Hey, Dragomatic. Yo, Valder. Your Majesty, I have an idea. Since lined parchment, I dare say. An expedition. Oh? To Chur? Who's Chur? The vastness of Chur, Your Majesty. The great unexplored and untamed continent far across the eastern sea. Chur. You have a lot of wealth at the moment, Your Highness. It is sitting around collecting dust. Why not make a sound investment and send explorers to Chur? Who knows what they might find? Treasure, rare materials, an ancient history, a new disease? She's a bit too animated when she says the word disease. But I think we should go to Chur. Her eyes light up from behind her spectacles. Wonderful news! We shall make preparations immediately. Expect a brief info on our desk very soon. We have border raids. So we have Stella the Second here. The damn chiefs are up to their old tricks. Flea the Magician has been leading their warriors on raids into the lands. Nobody was hurt, but they took down peasants for petty coin and stole lemons straight from the finest groves. How dare you accuse me of something like that again, and it's my actual answer to... Oh, Flea. I have no idea why Stella the Second is talking about. Maybe she's had too much wine, eh? But what do you think? What should be done about Flea's supposed raids against Lady Stella? Will you order Flea to compensate Stella for the stolen goods, changing around the defiance and the wealth? Will we send the spy master in to investigate these claims? Or will we tell Stella the Second to bring proof? What's the plan? I will mark my choice, as I believe the spy master needs to get more evidence on this. I do appreciate that the North is trying to rally all around. Of course, against the counts there, who are all just like, yeah, we'll do that one. Yeah, it's fine. Okay, then. Voting is closed. We are sending the spy master in to investigate. Insulted the council doesn't believe me. And I'm insulted that the council doesn't believe me. Great, they're all insulted. You send the spy master to see if Lady Stella's the Second's accusation holds water. But the northern border is distant. It'll be a few weeks before she gets back. Well then. All I did was make everybody angry that season. So it's time for the auction. Remember, you can vote for any option here. You do not have to vote for the option just on your team. We have the chiefs can build a fortress to increase their military. They can use a monument to increase their authority. The counts can have an aqueduct to increase their farming, or they can have a library to increase stability. The Pats can have a theater to decrease authority, or they can have a thieves guild to decrease trade. So remember, anybody can vote for anything if something is having a negative effect, like the Thieves Guild is on the Pats. The North and the Counts can vote for that to have that to be put in place. It is up to you to decide what you're doing. But right now, we're at 2,450 and 2,440. But we've changed it up as we have a bidding war between the Fortress, the Aqueduct, and the Theater going on right now, with the last 10 seconds remaining. Arg is getting a little bit of the hiccups. We have the Theater. And we have the aqueduct. Will the fortress be built just in time? It does not look like it. As we go through on the area here. Time is up. And we are having the theater funded mainly by Shirishima. And the aqueduct funded by Astral Storm. Expedition to Chur. A paper full of news and finding a spouse. So let's go find our spouse, shall we? As we know what we need to do, so we need to find the spouse. So, surely it behooves you to look at options. I will look at some options. Any. Thank you, Your Majesty. We'll send out messengers. And it's easy. You'll marry into the counts as we agreed before you took the throne. Right? Right? But we're going for the Dynasty event. A paper full of news. The Chancellor holds up a wad of paper. The Daily Squawk is back. So we do have the newspaper. It is an intriguing idea, as we know. But we have little picture stories in the back as well. So what is going to happen? And we're giving an interview. But will we give an interview again this time? We know what happened last time when we gave an interview. So what are you doing? Will we say that this newspaper business is silly and reduce our authority? Or they can only print nice things? Or will they make it where they can print whatever they like about the king? Feel free, start your votes now. Well, looks like they're only printing nice things. Hey, Mega Man Dragonoid, I am good. We are playing King of the Castle. You are welcome to join us. So we can only print nice things in the paper. You've never had a conversation quite like this with a commenter before. The journalist keeps actually asking difficult questions. How do you respond? Well, the last time we addressed the question in detail and it didn't really go well. So this time, I think I'm going to go with it's not that bad. You have big justifications, don't seem to hold water, even to your own ears. The journalist makes lengthy notes and asks probing follow-up questions, which take me by surprise. Before the newspaper can go to press, however, you send officers of the watch to inspect tomorrow's copy and censor anything that makes us look bad. But at only a 20% roll, I don't think this is going to go well. I am the king. To your shock, it ignores my changes. It's gone ahead and published it in full, as well as a long article decrying my tyranny. Boo. Even the nobles take the article at face value, and the newspaper goes on to be the fastest selling newspaper in history, which is easy enough since they're only been around for a few months. And now the coast can already mutineer. Now make matters worse, when you send your watch officers to arrest the culprits, they find the office already abandoned. The newspaper goes underground and continues to print stories in defiance of your censorship. It's going to be a thorn in your side for some time to come. Lovely, that went well. Oh well, let's see how my expedition to Chur is doing then. Are we almost ready to leave? Not quite, Your Highness. There are important decisions to be made. Ah, right, show me. We need to decide who has the honor of building my ship. Tell me about the chief's ship. A ferocious longship to cross the sea. It'd be well built, but it won't accommodate much on board. Tell me about the Pat's ship. Construct a mighty galleon in your name. It will be pricey, but unmatched in quality. And then the Count's ship? They've promised a beautiful and ostentatious design, something they call a carack. It is expensive as it sounds, however. I do think the best one here would be to take the Pat's ship. So let us heard enough about them. I will buy the galleon from the Pats. It will cost me 2,000, but it will remove the defiance from them. The Northerners only takes 500 treasury. Or the Counts is... Yeah, we're going for the Pats. We're going for the Pats. And now we must decide who will crew the ship. Tell me the volunteers. The best of them come in at a price. Experienced trade ship captains and the crews would be ideal, but won't be free. There are also those in the Navy who are equally experienced, but enlisting them would reduce our naval strength for a time. You could also levy amateur peasant crews or even use prisoners, but I don't know how much you could trust them to get where they need to go. We do need a crew from the Navy. We need a crew from the Navy. So we will make the arrangements from the military. And there is one more thing that we need. The ship will be large enough to house an additional expenditure, an additional expedition members, or store extra cargo. She hands you a list indicating there's room on the boat to fit 2 options. What would scholars bring? Kale University would be interested in whatever we find. It is a vast, unexplored wilderness. What would the priests bring? There's no telling which horrors might be found. a lawless, godless place and will need protection of the god. Or a battalion of soldiers. It's an unknown but dangerous area. Would be prudent and a good investment. Could put gold in the hold. Every buzzer that is inhabited. And with valuables we could trade for whatever locals or rare stuff they possess. Or we could put horses in there as well. So I'm ready to make my choices. What shall we take? I feel like we should probably take some soldiers. And we should probably... I don't know if I want to take scholars or if I want to take horses. I would love to send the newspaper reporters. We will put the soldiers there. I think horses would be good to get them to move over as well. Let's do the horses. Well, the scribble notes are out and we're going to see how this goes. Ship is completed in record time. And the crew are eager and the ship looks sturdy. Let's hope that the investment is very good. As we finish the month, we end our season. And we will take a small tax just from the common tax here. No reason to go after the nobles this day. Oh, apparently we have a laughing stock and eligible options. I will be a laughing stock right now. Ah, it's the play. The playwright Chauncey Sullivan has written another smash hit. Well, I love his work. The problem is the new play features a character obviously based on you. Well, I don't like where this is going. It is played by a professional clown named Biffo. At one point, a bucket of custard is upended over him as he sits on the throne. So Biffo returns. But I will attend the play, for I know how Biffo turns out on this one. So, we're going to have the show going on. And right enough, arriving on, we know the good ideas on this one too. So we can climb onto the stage. And we can congratulate the actors on a hilarious play. Because Biffo is a very prolific actor. And they did very well. I do like that one. So we're okay there. And now I get to see my eligible options. Who shall I be marrying today? What if I don't want to marry any of them? That's a decision that can wait until after you've seen them. Alright, let's see us then. We have Oddfin, the firstborn son of the Northern IG-42 clan. A melancholy sort ever since he was a child, but otherwise he's decent enough company. Spends most of his time ranging the mountaintops, hunting wolves and wyverns and other strange northern beasts. People say he nurses a grudge, though. We have Sylvia, the eldest daughter of Eastern Dine the Human. Good-looking one, eh? And not a bad word is said about her. Everyone likes her. She's lost half the family fortune in the gambling halls, unfortunately, which is curious, because she's obsessed with her family's legacy. Intriguing candidate. And finally, we have Clover, the wealthiest heiress to Lord Prince's estate. I mean, look at her. She's gorgeous, and apparently got a silver tongue, too. She just wants money, 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 money. So I think we're going to go with money, 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 money this time, shall we? And we see what happens. So let's go with Clovia. And we grab the money. Oh, I read that one too. I've made my decision. Let us grab Clovia of the North. Not of the North, of the coast. You know what I meant. Leave me alone. Here we go, an eyewitness account. The spy master has returned from investigating Lady Stella II's claims of raids on her lands. Tell them what you told me. Your Majesty, the raid did happen. Those nasty northern brutes stole me chickens and burned me barn. But I never saw Chief Flea the Magician leading them. It looked like they were just a bunch of warriors out on their own. By Morgana's cauldron, if this is true, it shames me. If my own warriors are acting against my orders, it is a sign I've failed as a leader. If the council will permit me, I will take my warriors on a dangerous quest as penance for my failure and teach them the meaning of loyalty. Oh, don't fall for this I'm so sorry act. They knew about the raids all along and are trying to avoid a real punishment. But what will you do? How will you do this? Will you have the warriors executed for robbery and disobeying orders, changing defiance and reducing military? Will you arrest Flea the Magician for losing control of their followers? Will you throw the whole lot of them in prison, changing defiance, lowering military and increasing authority? Or will you send Flea the Magician and their warriors on a dangerous quest? The quest does actually sound cool. I like the idea of the quest. I think they should sell them on a quest. But we shall see what you vote for. A, executing them. B, send Flea the Magician in prison. D, throw all of them in prison. Or C, throw all of them in prison. Or D, on a magical quest. Send them out on the way of the warrior. But if they do not succeed, then they will lose a life. Well, quite obvious there. We are going on a magical quest. Thank you, Your Highness. I will make the preparations at once. Depth below, Your August Majesty. Northerners absolutely love going on quests and getting into pointless danger. This isn't a punishment. It is a reward. Well, I am trying to balance this around right now, and I'm not doing a good job on this one. Far to the north, with the snow blanket landscapes and wolves howl in the night, the chiefs plot to bring an end to the world. Ragnarok. Praise Morgana. Initial talks with the ice giants are going so well, they've gifted us a new patch of fertile land in the northern valleys. The gods are good. With luck, this will be the foundation of an alliance strong enough to rock the world. Aye, ice giants are a formidable ally. Tall as buildings and limbs like tree trunks. And those southerners don't know how to fight them like we do. But first, we must offer something the giants desire. A whole kingdom's worth of pillage. Just what I was thinking. If we fill the kingdom with beautiful goods and plunder, the giants will not be able to resist. Ah! In a dingy seaside tavern, two producers of the coast meet. Good news, my friend. The palace officials have been accepting my bribes. They're becoming more and more open to corruption. What are you getting in return? Oh, not much. A better seat in the council chamber. Access to the king's rooms while he's out. That sort of thing. But the important thing is that the king's staff are getting used to selling their principles to the highest bidder. So what next? Palace staff are one thing, but the true prize would be the loyalty of the chancellor and the rest of the king's inner circle. To do that, we need to demolish their respect for the king. If the kingdom is in chaos, they will see the king as an incompetent fool and be much more open to our bribes. But we must lower stability to 4 or less, eh? Well, I can't stop the Ragnarok right now, but I can definitely stop the stability. Oh, give me the golden choice again. And then in next season, we will see what happens. So here we go. A spot of heresy. Your Greatness, I'm stunned, outraged, and incensed. I've been summoned to trial by the Inquisitions on some nonsense and fabricated charge. They're saying a group of church missionaries went missing near my lands. The weather's cold around here. Anything could have happened to them. No one dares defend me on their own, but they're too scared of the High Inquisitor. The trial is set, but the council must intervene. We must save Kirthar. Though she remains silent, the council is keenly aware of the High Inquisitor's steely gaze from across the chamber. Will you search for a witness to defend Chief Cathar? A 60% stability roll. Will you help the Inquisition gather evidence against Cathar, which is a faith roll at 20%? Or will you suggest they pray for a good outcome, which is just a 50-50% roll? How is that going to work? What are you going to do? How is this going to work? Money? Oh, I love money! The 60% stability roll, though. Chiefs stand together. Teeth together strong. Nah, Whipper doesn't. You distribute a proclamation among the chiefs asking for witnesses of Cathar's innocence. A northern villager eventually comes forward saying she saw the missionaries heading in the direction of the frozen lake near Kirthar's estate. Indeed, they're soon found wandering aimlessly through the featureless tundra, completely lost and snowblind, but alive. With no dead missionaries, the High Inquisitor is forced to drop the charges and pay compensation to Caithar, who sends you a small gift in thanks. And now we have the quest of redemption. Your esteemed highness, I have returned from my quest into the unmapped frozen wastes. Many fine warriors died to the ice giants or the biting cold, but it was worth it. I discovered a wonderful treasure, frozen in a snow-swept ruin. What did you find? An enormous seed, as big as a man's fist. It's a seed from old feverheart trees. We thought that they went extinct in one of our early days of our ancestors. One of these trees used to produce enough fruit to feed the village. It will bring prosperity to the north. Hang on. You found this seed while on a quest in penance for what you did to me. I should get that seed, says Stella. The quest itself was penance enough. I lost 7 toes to frostbite. The seed is mine. Well, council, who should get the feverheart seed that Flea the magician has recovered? Will you give the seed to Stella II as compensation for the raiding? And that will change the defiance around, but increase the farming for the Pats. Will you let Flea the magician keep the seed, changing the defiance around, but again, allowing farming for the north? Or should the crown take the seed for safekeeping, raising the defiance on both, and giving me lots of money? Start the vote. Oh, wow, the Pats are really no one to give it to themselves? Oh, this is going to be tight. Is the crown getting it? I'm making them both angry. Oh! Voting tied at 13. Break the tie. Oh! 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 C does not benefit me. C puts me at war with both of them. I mean, regardless, regardless, the Pats are going to come at me. Do you know what? I'm taking the seed. My seed. My seed. My seed. Yep, they are furious. And, oh my god, I did not. Yep, okay, that's fine. That's fine. The Queen of Taverlin is very eager to get her hands on a genuine Feverheart seed, and we sell it for a profit. Well, yeah. Okay, Royal Wedding. It's not going to do enough, but the Royal Wedding is here. I do. And it's not going to be enough to save us, but I'm trying. Admit that my heart wasn't in it. It shocks her at first, and then she smiles. Me neither. Still, I suppose it's a game we must play. Let's drop the act, shall we? With pleasure. Well, what should we talk about? I'm so used to steering a conversation in safe waters, I've forgotten how to let it run its natural course. Well, just tell me what you're passionate about. Making money? No sound is sweeter than the clinking of coins. The Archbishop's a pompous old fool, isn't he? From there, the conversation flows like fine wine. You pass a bottle back and forth, joking about the greedy nobles and the self-righteous Archbishop. At night's end, you join your wife in bed, feeling for the first time that you've glimpsed her real feelings. Oh! I didn't end up in separate bedchambers for once. I didn't end up in separate bedchambers. The famine begins. Our grain stores are looking much more impressive than the rest of the kingdom. And I've had peasants from the north move onto my lands, desperate to sponge off our prosperity. Most pleasing, but won't summoning this demon be difficult? It's magic beyond our usual fare. The walls of reality are sturdy, but they can be weakened. A tide of blood must swallow this kingdom in its wake. Chaos. We must lower stability to 4 or less in 2 seasons. Well, every single one of you has a... Okay, so Ragnarok is happening, is basically the problem. So Ragnarok is happening because you two ain't getting stability down. I need to somehow reduce all your trade. I need to reduce the count and the positions trades. And I don't know how I'm going to do that. I have no idea how I'm going to do that. A capital proposition, eh? Ah, it's Count Mughal II. Our soldiers are renowned throughout the kingdom and beyond. We've awarded so many medals they can serve as full plate mail in a pinch. Why don't I transfer some of our best troops to help police the capital? They'd improve security and show the Eastern Army for what it is. The pride of the kingdom. You want to station soldiers in the capital, your greatness? Think of the threat to your security. Let us make use of them instead. So what are you going to do? Will you bring the Eastern soldiers to the capital, removing a little bit of money from the treasury, increasing your wealth overall, changing the defiance a little bit, increasing the authority, and increasing the stability? Will you order them to help out the chiefs, reducing farming and increasing military and changing defiance, or will you leave them in the east where they belong? Well, I think we just bring them to the capital anyway. I think we just bring them all to the capital. Oh, you're ordering them to help out the chiefs, eh? Or you can vote A and get money. Don't be bribed! Oh! Ah! Ah, they're being bribed. Everybody's getting bribed there. There's bribe on that one. There's bribe on that one. That number went right up at the end. People want the money. People want the money. Some count's wealth has been increased, as has others as well. And soon, squads of stately eastern knights rise proudly through the capital, their horses' coats gleaming as brightly as their armor. Other nobles aren't so pleased. Seeing soldiers in eastern uniforms on the streets makes them very nervous. But crime does go down, and the people of this capital are happy. Stories spread of the new guards rescuing cats from trees and children's balls from rooftops. But there is a plague of rats happening. Countless shizzy babe strides into the council chambers, distraught, waving a dead rat by its tail. The fields and barns of the east are overrun by vermin, and we've no more poison for these horrible things. We cannot cope anymore. So what will we do? Will we take that rat and go, and the east can handle this alone with a 90% farming roll? Or will we deliver a supply of rat poison, which is an 80% stability roll? Can we send them a shipment of cats, which is just 500 money from the treasury? Or will we hire some adventurers to clear out the rodents? 900 treasury and the defiance goes down a little. Well, I'm going to veto the adventurers because we don't need adventurers to do that. So you can have fun with either the treasury, the farming, or the stability. Well, it looks like we're going to take a little bit of rat poison right now. Although, the others are going up pretty quickly. But here we go. Bing, bing. Voting is closed. So we will deliver a supply of rat poison. We have sent barrels of rat poison to the east, closely guarded, and it succeeded. But their defiance cannot go any lower. So soon, rat corpses litter the land. It's messy and poison stockpiles will take time to recover, but the infestation is over. And then finally, we have a helping hand down in the coast here. Odin, I had something I wanted to ask of you. What can I do for you? As you surely know, I run a very successful jewelers guild back at home in the east. Or in the coast. But the current laws are a little restrictive for my trade. Lots of tariffs and regulations. You know how it is. I was hoping you could push some changes in the council. Eliminate some of the import duties on, the attaché jewels, perhaps. But that's corruption, plain and simple. And you want me to give the coast preferential treatment? I wouldn't call it that. It's just a helping hand, that's all. Our workers would surely thank you for it. I could assemble the council, or I can forget all about it. But I do need to reduce trade while we do it, to try and stop the chiefs from bringing Ragnarok. So I'm going to forget it. Apologies for taking up your time. She sighs and withdraws for the next week. She sleeps and takes her meals in another wing of the palace. Well, get wrecked me, I guess. As we end the season, and another auction is beginning to be. So you know what to do. Exclamation mark fund. X is the letter that you want. Y is the amount that you want to do on it. So, let us start the auction. Chiefs can have a library granting stability or a monument grabbing authority. The counts have the Grand Bazaar increasing trade, or they can have a theater which will reduce authority. The patricians have the patricians have a reduce on stability or a reduce on military. Let's get those votes in and see what happens. Remember, you can vote for more than your own thing, and you can vote for as much as you want. But right now, the only votes that we have are on the prison, as we now see the Grand Bazaar coming up as well. So we have the Grand Bazaar and the prison coming through. The theater is coming up on the other side, as is the library as well. Will we see any of the good stuff coming through and coming in, or are we going to be stuck here? We're currently at 57,000 on the prison, 52,000 on the Grand Bazaar, 1369 on the theater, 2,000 on the library with 15 seconds remaining. Will we have a come from behind victory, or are we going to be building the prison and the Grand Bazaar here? That's going to reduce our stability by 1, but increase the trade in the area of the counts. 3, 2, 1, and we're done. Look at all that rich money that all those nobles have. So Sherry Shima putting 1,000 towards the prison, and Un putting in 1,500 on the Grand Bazaar. As we have legends rising, and about our heir and the stratagems. So about the heir. Your marriage to Clova is not what you'd hoped. She seldom sleeps in your bed, and over breakfast you only exchange a few frosty words before she departs to a board meeting. The last thing in your mind is procuring an heir, but the needs of the kingdom must prevail. Wah, wah. Well, I guess I will not have a child with her, but maybe she does. Maybe she'll want a child. We'll see what happens, and we go on this one. My wife and I will have a child together. We will take a month off from ruling so we can get down to business. Will it happen, or will we have no heir by the end of this? But we'll find out as legends rise. You're aware of the ice giants, I hope? Brutish creatures that live in the frozen wastes beyond our northern borders. In the time before, they ruled the north and kept people as slaves. The chiefs are willing to let bygones be bygones. They're forging an alliance with the giants to bring down your kingdom. Ice giants? It's even worse than I thought! Quite. My intelligence suggests that the chiefs have offered up the kingdom as plunder for when the giant comes. It's not often I say this, but the kingdom's strong economy is a problem. Even ice giants can sense such a lucrative opportunity. What am I supposed to do? Tank my economy? It would certainly be one strategy, yes. But what will we do? Will we send tributes to the ice giants, increasing our trade or lowering our trade and increasing the defiance and lowering our authority? Will we build a great wall along the northern border, or will we trust in our strength of arms to defeat them? What's that? I should print money. Okay. I believe I'm printing money. We have the North trying to have us trust in our strength and arms. But I'm just going to print some money. And we will see if we can send the money to the ice giants that they want. And we can have a prosperous relationship with the ice giants too. They can fight the North, and we will continuously send them money, you see. As voting is now closed. Tribute to ice giants? Have you lost your mind? The North trade is now down. The coast trade is now down. The East trade is now down. But the defiance is definitely vengeful. I've made big mistakes on this, but we will see if we can keep it through. We've certainly ruffled a few feathers, but hopefully it means we've slowed the chief's own giant courting tactics. And now we have strange crop. The harvest in the north has been an utter disaster, says Sagita. Look at this turnip. Let me take a look. The turnip is riddled with rot and twisted into the grotesque shape of a skull. Half the harvest is like this. We need help if we're to get through the winter. What should be done about the bizarre harvest in the north? Is it nothing to worry about? Making them even more angry? Reducing the stability and their farming even more? Will we send scholars from Gale University to investigate the strange crops? Again, having the same thing. Or will we raid the other region's granaries to support the chiefs? Changing the farming around but increasing defiance elsewhere? Or will we raid the granaries and send the scholars to investigate? Well, have fun choosing which one you're going for. I do love how the alliance keeps splitting. It's great. It's great. We're raiding the granaries and sending scholars to investigate, as we are sending farming to the north. But then the coast are now uber angry, as is the east getting angrier at us too. And their farming is going down a little bit. But we send dozens of scholars from the university to examine the fields, and they can identify the cause and prevent this from happening again. As we finish the season, we come in. And back in the north, Chief Dev Insanity is hosting yet another feast at his clan hall. Mead is being passed around in good measure, and some chiefs are dancing on the tables. This can only mean two things. Really good news, or really bad news.
After seeing you at GDQ so many moons ago, I'm honored to be a part of your community. May there be many years of speedruns and oh-no's be in your future.
Oh, H2O, there's going to be a big oh-no coming very soon, buddy. Thank you for the 9 months of support. I hope you are doing well, and I'm glad you're part of the community here as well. Please join us, as we're going to have an oh-no. I see Melon. Pass me the drink, you old lout. I'm drinking until my ancestors feel it. Were those ice giants I saw on my way through your lands? Have we really done it? Your eyes don't deceive you, lad. They'll be marching with us come the morrow. The gods are good, but what happens after the ice giants march? Asking my ancestors, I hadn't thought about that. Someone, fetch me another drink, and then assemble the other chiefs. Quickly, damn you. What are you doing, chiefs? Are you letting the ice giants fight alone and swoop into the kingdom's rescue? Or are you going to march with the giants and devastate the kingdom? Will you lower the authority as A, or will you lower stability at B? And they are voting A, which is the smart move. As we're going to go through on this one. Deviously, brilliantly so. Why, it is almost dishonorable. Don't get too excited. The king must be too weak to mount a response. If all the regions united, the ice giants could be thrown back into the north with ease. Oh gods, can a man enjoy his drink without being warned about consequences or plans for 5 minutes? For the final stage of the scheme, the chiefs must lower authority to 2 or less. An account, they're here. What happened? The kingdom was meant to be a whirlpool of chaos by now. It's more like a whirlpool of hugs and smiles. No demon will come anywhere near it. The stability has not worked. And again, with the Pats as well. Sitting on a bench outside the Sun Villa. It's a beautiful day. The birds are singing. The market's in full swing. Do you hear that? You can make out the laughter of children playing a game. It's delightful, but wrong. It's horrible. It's serene, and our plans are in ruins. They are happy with his rule, and they can't buy the loyalty yet. So I will just take a common tax here, for I do not need to take anything else. And then we will continue on to the rebellion report. But before we have the verges of rebellion, and we see how the rebellions go, we will take our final break here, and I will see you all very, very soon, as we see if the rebellion is going to start, or if we are going to get some ice giant shenanigans. I will see you all in a couple of minutes. Alright, we return for the final part. I see you all scheming against us. Let's see what happens, shall we? The rebellions can start. Will there be rebellions or will they hold? Let's find out as we go in. So we're going through. The Archbishop is complaining about the counts of the East. They've been neglecting their tithes. I can't pronounce that word. I'm not a debt collector. Who do you think the common folk will blame if the church starts failing? Me? No, Your Highness. They'll blame you alone. Tithes. Fine, I'll help. Get away, you irritating old fart. No, I'll help. The worst offender is Count Stripes, 27. She hasn't paid in years. Stripes. You want an example to be made of her? But what will the example be? Order the counts to pay in full. Toss Count Stripes in the dungeon as an example to the rest. Counts should be exempt from it, or do nothing to address the problem. Well, all of these are a bit naff. All of these are definitely a bit naff. Well, do you know what? Nobles, I'm going to ask you to give up a little bit of your money, but I will give you money if you vote for it. So it's not minus 300. It's actually plus 200. Actually plus 200 if you read it. Plus 200 if you take it. It's plus 200. Yep. Plus 200. Money. You like money? Money is good. You also increase the defiance on the counts, and you do their faith. Faith does nothing. Whereas the other one is the counts should be exempt. That'll lower you down to make everybody else angry. It'll lower your faith. It won't give you that much wealth. Ah, bums. Ah, bums. Well, that's not good. So only the count's wealth is now going up. But the rest of them have to keep paying, so the defiance is up there as well. I'm just... So the kingdom priests preach to their flocks as well. The stability is going down and the authority is going up. This is not good. This is not good. We didn't want that, but that is what has happened. The expedition returns. Here we go. In an uncharacteristically brash move, your treasurer bursts into the council chambers unannounced, right into the middle of a session. Your Majesty, the expedition you sent to Chur has finally returned. Did it bring anything back good? Unfortunately not. It is clear from their tale that it was a miracle they made it back at all. Though they have not brought us any great riches, their tale of their adventure is surely one for the ages. Bring them here so we may hear it. The remaining crew will arrive within the week, still tired and dishevelled. They all have a mad look in their eyes. Go on. Take your time. We arrived in good time and delegated a group to explore the plains. Made excellent use of the horses you gave us. Some brave folks went riding off into the wilderness, except they never came back. Then we sent some more after them, and they disappeared as well. Couldn't you track them? Mark my words, that place has something wrong with it. Everywhere looks the same. Nothing but open grasses as far as the eye could see. Turns you around in circles. Short journeys take days longer than they should. Even the clouds were a funny colour. Didn't trust it one bit. Nobles of the council, we should probably decide what should be done with these dear souls. They've braved the far reaches of the world in the name of our kingdom. Surely a celebration is in order, or at least a knighthood. I believe that they should be compensated for their troubles. We can also knight them as well, or we can hold a parade in their honour. And I know exactly what I'm doing, so have fun with that. Pick anyone you want. I'm okay with any. I'm okay with any. That veto felt good, not gonna lie. The king is up. Yeah, make me pay money for it. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. We will hold a parade in their honor. A great parade is thrown in the capital, attracting guests from all over the kingdom. You honor the sailors and the shipbuilders who carried them to Chur with a lavish ceremony. Word spreads of their return, and soon peasants and nobles alike hang on every word as they recount their tales in taverns across the country. La 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 la. Are you, Prince? Are you still going to rebel? You want to tell me how you're going to do that? You want to tell me how you're going to do that? How are you rebelling? How's that rebellion looking? As we ease the tension. So we're going to jump in. Nobles of the council, tensions are running high, but the kingdom itself is stable. Perhaps it's time we forget our past troubles and come together as friends. What do you have in mind, Chancellor? Says Count Farnier. We could exchange gifts or hold a friendly competition, a fashion show, or perhaps a game of riddles. Your Majesty, why don't we hold a vote on a team-building exercise to help you and the council trust each other again? What shall we do? What shall we do? Ooh. I will just leave it for you. I shall leave it for you. Where shall we go? What shall we do? A game of riddles? Stupid idea? A friendly fashion competition? Or an exchange of gifts? Nosy boy, Pats can't rebel right now. They can't rebel. Voting is closed. The nobles voted for this is a stupid idea. Oh dear. Well, oh, now everybody can rebel. Okay. The defiance is like they can now. They can rebel now. I think the rebellion is about to begin. Let's see how the rebellion goes then. Monarch's law. 500 treasure if the nobles vote for the selected option. If nobles vote otherwise, minus 500. Plus 1 stability if 50% nobles work or can mark their preferred option as well. But we will take that and we will go there and off to the rebellion report. Currently rebelling. All right. The Pats be rebelling. Here we go. The rebellion begins. At long last, the Pats have reached their boiling point. You are confronted in your throne room by Goblin Every, their smile gleaming in the light of the braziers. The patricians of the coast will bring you down, pretender to the throne. We will rise up and fight for Nerva, the true monarch. It's a formal declaration of war. Well, if that's the case, I guess I just have to seize them. Come on now, traitors get the chop. What? But you can't do this, I'm an envoy. See how the turn it. Bleh. Sorry, Goblin Every. Goblin Every the second is now there. And what are our chances against the rebels? Everyone in the palace who understands the situation has wet themselves. Oh. The leader of the rebellion is Lord Cookie of Darkness II. As for the uprising, he's citing your petty history of transgressions against them. Urge to murder rising. Yes, your majesty. Hold on to that feeling. You'll need it. It is civil war then. Here we go. A lot of death and suffering. I can't wait. I'll go dig out the trebuchets. See what the new discovery in the north was then, shall we? The scholars you've sent to investigate the strange harvest have returned. Our test came back negative. The blighted fields were dozens of miles apart and often with completely different crops. We only found one thing in common. The plowshares. They were all forged from iron from the same mine owned by Chief Lally Larry. But that couldn't be the cause. It's impossible. Servants, fetch Chief Lally Larry, wouldn't you? What is the meaning of this interruption, your highness? I was in the middle of brunch. Have you noticed anything unusual at your iron mine? The ore has been odd recently. Miners say they hear whispering in their minds when they pull it from the rock, that kind of thing. We must inform the council. Don't make me close down my mine, I'll be ruined. But what will you do? Will you close down the mine at once? Or will you send the ore to Kale's University for examination? Well, I think we're just going to send the ore for examination. Have the illusion of choice, everybody. Why is nobody voting A? Why is nobody voting A? What is going on here? No, nobody's voting for A. Oh, there we go. Somebody voted A. No, literally nobody can vote. Yep, exactly. Alright, voting is closed. So, we will send the ore as we go through. And now, we play the opening strike. Do you smell that, my friend? Sorry, I think I stepped in some... That's freedom you can smell. Freedom from the mad tyrant King Odon. At long last, we've risen up against his oppression. But if we want to keep our freedom, we must fight for it. I ask you, my fellow Pats, what will be our opening strike against the king? We can launch a preemptive strike against the counts to cripple their military capabilities. If we suspect the chiefs may join our cause, we can call them to war. They would be more likely to join us if the king's authority is low. We could also call upon the church to condemn the king. Or finally, you could send off an assassin to nip this in the bud. Where are you going? What are you doing? What are you planning for? This is all on you. This is all on you. Oh, I'm in trouble. Oh, I'm in trouble. I'm in big trouble. We are calling the chiefs to the cause. The Defiance Challenge has succeeded. The message has been there. Brave chiefs of the North, too long you have suffered under the yoke of the Crown's tyranny. The king refuses to acknowledge your faith. Come and join us in war. He speaks truly. Why did we never think of things this way? The chiefs are emboldened by the call to rebellion. Of course, they can only act on it if their defiance is high enough. As we end the season, we have Ragnarok to lower the kingdom's authority to 2 or less, and it is there. There is a blood ritual as well as the kingdom's stability, but the king... Oh. Let's see what happens. We do have the... Oh, it's Ragnarok! Here comes Ragnarok! Another day of poring over maps and battle plans with your marshal. It's hard to remember the last time you did anything else. And yet, just when you thought things couldn't get any worse... Your Majesty, you won't believe this. Let me guess. Ice giants? She stares at you blankly. Yes. Ice giants. They've entered the Crown Lands just last night, according to my scouts. And the chiefs, they've abandoned us. This must be their plan all along. If they want to fight me too, they can. Your Majesty, we can't take them all on. But there is one thing we can do. Lord Cookie of Darkness II and the rebels may just agree to a truce. If we're invaded by ice giants, there won't be a kingdom left with anyone. Then we'll send our best diplomats. I will fetch the Chancellor then. 9th for service. The next week is agony. Every second you spend waiting for Lord Cookie of Darkness II to arrive, the giants cause more damage. Nevertheless, you are patient. When the Pats finally arrive, they bring a whole battalion, clearly fearing a ruse. I'm surprised you came calling for us. You must be desperate. I won't fight for free. Crown Nerva as monarch, or we'll let the giants do the worst. Ooh. Ooh. I don't know. I don't know. This literally comes down to, like, we could get Pats to win, or we could give it to Ragnarok. Oh, I don't know. I mean, Argick lives. The other 2 have died. I could make it where Odon lives as well. I've been shouted at in all directions. I've been shouting that in all directions right now. Oh, damn. We'll flip a coin. Alright, flip a coin. Heads, you can't have my kingdom. Tails, as long as you spare me. Right, here we go. I dropped it! I dropped it! Right, I got it. Let me try it again. Let me try it again. I dropped it again! Alright. Heads. Heads. We have the kingdom. Tails. Spare. That looks like a head to me. No, that's tails. Oh, it's tails. Oh, we're doing tails. Okay. There, that wasn't so hard. Now we will marshal our forces and... Before he can say more, a horn sounds in the distance. All heads in the room swivel towards the source of the noise. Someone is out the noise here. Everyone rushes outside, all previous hatred forgotten, and is greeted by an extraordinary sight. Giants are outside your walls, and they've already demolished any soldiers they see. Lord Cookie of Darkness 2's mouth stunned in open silence as he realizes his army has been decimated. With nothing but a scattered contingent of the Watch left to defend them, the capital walls crumble like paper. Giants kick down the gates and pluck soldiers from the battlements with their fingers. All is lost, Your Majesty. I have failed you. Let's get to safety. I have a way out. We'll head south to avoid the giants. Several loyal counts have agreed to take you in while we plan to retake the capital. But before you can fetch your traveling clothes, your chief architect rushes in, clearly out of breath. Your Majesty, the chiefs, they've come to save us. My beautiful ramparts will live to see another day. He collapses into a heap on the stone floor. You rush out of the palace with your honor guard in tow to see for yourself. Climbing the outer battlements, you're met by an incredible sight. The giants are fighting with their backs to you. They aren't fighting your watch. They're fighting a horde of battle-painted northern warriors. Something is wrong. I have never won a round yet. As the kingdom, I have never won, no. You can't put your finger on it, but this stinks of something terrible. How did the giants pass through the north unharmed without the chief's help? The battle is quick and bloody. The giants are slaughtered, but not without inflicting heavy casualty on the chief's forces. You meet them at the now open gates, where you find Chief Dev Insanity, drenched in blood and grinning like a saber-tooth. Your greatness, what a glorious battle! Lucky we turned up when we did, eh? Yes, very convenient. And for your people here in the city, I'm sure they'll be mighty grateful. We did just save their lives. Yes, saved them. Aye, saved them from the giants and from the grip of a weak ruler. None of this would have been necessary if you held the monsters back like a proper king. Just thinking aloud, but maybe it's time someone else took over? Someone who doesn't buckle at the sight of a few lumbering giants? Your shoulders shift nervously, and you notice the northern warriors encircling you. Their faces are twisted into bloody snarls. What do you think, Your Majesty? I know a certain chief who'd be happy to take the burden off you. Heth, her name is. I have a 65% chance of living. I'm rolling the dice. Chief Dev Insanity snarls, and before you know it, an axe is flying at your face. It all happened so fast, you barely have time to process it. You tell yourself to duck, but too late! By the time the thought has entered your mind, the axe isn't far behind. Fee, fi, fo, fum. Chief Dev Insanity's axe brought a chapter of history to a close. Historians write that ice giants, not traitors, slew King Odon. Rushing to complete the scheme, the counts attempted their blood ritual too early. The summoned demon escaped their control and slaughtered dozens, including Matilda and the Countess, the Divine Orchid. The Pats, led by Cookie of Darkness II, launched a rebellion that accomplished nothing besides distracting the king, while cunning schemers took the throne. Once the war with the Ice Giants was won, the chiefs were heralded as the saviors of the kingdom. Heth was crowned amid much pomp and ceremony, and any whispers that the chiefs had arranged the giants' attack were squashed with extreme prejudice. And King Odon the Strong! We were the strong, at least. We were the strong. The wealthiest noble is striped with a hefty sum, whereas Dr. Guess Who has nothing on that one. And we go down. And there we go. That's how the region stats ended there. Very nice. Very, very nice. You did enter while R got cut open indeed. We did indeed. That was not bad. How do you change rounds? Rosa, we can only change... You can only change which team you're on if we start a new dynasty. And I don't want to start a new dynasty because I'm quite enjoying how this dynasty is turning out. We're getting more stuff every time we do it. That was an interesting run. That was an interesting playthrough. Like, I thought I would maybe be able to try and keep you all going, but just the defiance got too high. The defiance got too high, and I like, the trade from the last couple of rounds has been so high that I've not been able to fight it at all. It's so hard. It's so hard. My farm as well. I'm glad my farm is doing well. Like, I'm really happy that I still have a farm going right now. Nope, your rebellion didn't go as planned, did it? No rebellion on that one. Ragnarok has taken over. And the North stands as the kingdom. It's a bit imbalanced towards the faction. Yeah, I think it's meant to be, though. Like, I think it is actually meant to be, you know? The fact that stability got super high when we got the task for it to be lower, yeah, that makes it a bit hard. There are some of the tasks that are a bit hard to try and do. It did make for a good story. You're surprised that so far only the first king is alive, living with his wife, kid, and dad in a law that owns super haunted mines. I'm just happy I'm still alive. Like, Argick's alive, the rest of the kings can do whatever. Like, Arg's fine. Arg is very much fine. Chat versus streamer games are always imbalanced, but I like the fact that it's imbalanced between the four of us. Like, no one side has a clear victory determining on what's happening. But I do like that. Someone chat earlier said the devs know about the Monarch being harder to win and work on it. Oh yeah, no, definitely. Like, remember, this is still this is version 1.01. So they are aware of it. The little team's been blown away. They're working on their 1.1 update, which will focus on balance changes to help monarchs and other quests of like, it says it right there on the main screen. It will focus on balance updates to help monarchs and other requested features. The patch addresses issues in our launch version, chiefly fixings for soft locks and a number of technical bugs, and fixes to RNG and event change that were hiding content. So they are planning on doing it. They are still raiding it, like they are still patching it up. So hopefully we'll get things going through on it. But at any point in time, we can just start a new dynasty as well, and King Argick will return. But for now, I like being able to keep the dynasty, because the dynasty still going unlocks us, well, things that we don't get to see. It is great fun. It's enjoyable. Like, the only thing for me that I think is a bit hard is, as I say, doing Ragnarok, right now doing Ragnarok for the North is super easy. Because the second stage of Ragnarok is, oh, by the way, everybody's trade the counts and the patch trade needs to be above 10 combined. It was sitting at 8 and 9. Now it's sitting at 6 and 7, so it's still at 13, but that's still 4 too high. And moving it is like, it's like, oh, damn. But it's like trying to actually get it to do the things that you want it to do it's hard. Like, it's a game of 4D chess that you're playing. And you're playing against yourselves, you're playing against each other, but you're also playing, like, it is a four-way split of we're all trying to, and sometimes you partner up with someone to make it work, other times you don't, sometimes you're lying, like, we're all just playing stuff against each other. It's interesting. Like, it's a social deduction game, but it's a social deduction game that has a bit more fun to it, rather than being, I'm the best. At least that's how I feel about it. Like, we can be a bit smug in that and have some fun with some stuff, and then immediately get our comeuppance when things don't go the way that you plan it. Which is enjoyable. It is enjoyable. Feels like the choices during Ragnarok and etc. are for the player to rebalance the kingdoms as they want. Yeah, well, no, see, that's the thing. Like, it depends on the ones that you rebalance, yeah. But again, it also depends if you're going through it as someone who knows it. Like, this is the thing that I think is going to hurt this game in the long run, is that as the monarch and as the different players, once you know what an option is going to do, you can use that option to your advantage. Like, if you know an option is bad for you, you're just not going to pick it. But if you know an option is good for you, you're going to take it. Whereas for me, it's a case of, I've got no idea what half these options actually do for me. I don't know if it's going to be good or bad. I'm just going to pick it to see what happens and see how it goes. It is designed to be RNG based. Of course, definitely. Yeah, if it wasn't, Twitch chat could definitely team up and curb stomp the games. There will be an event for Arg to reclaim his throne since he's still alive. I would like that. I think it would be good. But yeah, you need more lack of knowledge, as silly as it sounds. We're not going to go for another round, unfortunately. No, we don't have time to do another round on this. I could start out, we'd get through 2 seasons, but that would be it. Yeah, but that though, you're always going to have different people in chat, so there's always going to be RNG on that. There is Moogle, but with the game sticking you in the same team that you come in on the Dynasty, there are going to be times where you might not be able to, like, for example, the Pats might have existing players that are there, whereas the North have new players, and the Pats can influence things. It's like, it's one of those, like there's a lot of interesting give and take on it to try and do the stuff. which is interesting. Or at least I think is interesting. But yeah, I do feel like this is one of these games where you don't want to metagame it, but you're going to get to the point where you're going to start metagaming. And I don't know if metagaming is going to make it fun or not. Because, like, obviously, you want to win, but you also want to just have fun and go through it. So, I am still going to keep doing it. Maybe one day we will actually get a win. And we will have the patches and that too. I don't know when the next time we'll be doing this is, because tonight we're going to play some of the roguelikes that I have on my list, is what we're going to do. Yeah, metagame is the opposite of the game's goal, 100%. I feel like it is the opposite too. Yeah, no, I'm not going to do a, I'm not going to do the evening King of the Castle. We're going to do a metagaming in this random as frag game. Oh no, there will be some that as well, yeah. Yeah, we're going to do some roguelike nights is what we're going in. We're going to go in, we're going to do some roguelikes. We're going to do some more of the Ravens Watch, because I quite enjoyed that. And we might jump into another one as well. We might see, because I have a lot of them. But I think right now we will call it there. We will call it a stream. So, my loyal core, thank you very much for joining us in King of the Castle. I hope you all had fun with it. I know I did. I'm thoroughly enjoying this. It's great fun. We will continue our Indie Tuesday stream at 6 p.m. BST, British Summertime. We'll continue that with some indie games of funsies. I will see you all later on. Hopefully we can get some more players to come and play. Maybe get some other streamers, like you said, get Nico in on playing this. This would be quite fun getting Nico doing it. But let us go through the game here. And let me see who I can go and raid. Let us go and raid our Reno. You need a meme version for Nico. I mean, you could get a meme version for Nico. You could indeed. Community always picks you and Huds to die and Nico to live. Oh, I mean, maybe. Maybe if that would happen. Yo, it's Samu's birthday. Let's go with Samu a happy birthday. Doing some Metroid Prime 2 Echoes Hardcore Challenge. Let's go wish Samu a happy birthday. We're going to do that. We're going to see it. I will see you all later. Thank you for joining us. Have a good one, everybody. And I'll catch you tonight. I hope Nico is doing well, too.